so long, so I'm packing up today. Goodbye and good luck, everyone. Yeah, I'm packing up today. Say goodbye and change my name. I'ma buy a one-way ticket, gonna get me out of this place. Yeah, I'm a man with no answers. Yeah, man with nothing to lose. If the devil takes my soul, then God help you. Yeah, I'm a man with no answers. Yeah, man with nothing to lose. If the devil takes my soul, then darling, may God help you. Yeah, I'm a man with no answers. Yeah, man with nothing to lose. If the devil takes my soul, then God help you. Yeah, I'm a man with no answers. Yeah, man with nothing to lose. If the devil takes my soul, then darling, may God help you.
Coming to you from the award-winning Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge, PCA's 2024 Best of Leaf Midwest Cigar Bar, Indiana's exclusive Aladino Cigar Lounge, it's the Final Third Podcast.
Nailed it. Welcome.
Are we here?
It's time.
All right.
That was a good cue.
Oh, good cue. Boom. All right.
I just did that for you.
That was a terrible cue.
That was a
I did
terrible
that for
cue.
you.
That was awful.
Hey, this one's not on me, guys. All
Right?
Well,
It's only
welcome.
because he started it.
Well, yeah. Welcome to the Final Third podcast. We're here live at the Louisville Cigar Company. I am
Hell yeah,
Rob.
boys.
I'm Will.
Hi, I'm Scott.
I'm Heine.
I'm Mike, and we have a nice guy with us today. He's just a great
He's
person
so
all
special.
around. Josh Pickett,
What's
owner
up,
of
guys?
Louisville Cigar Company and Speakeasy.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks
Yeah.
for joining the show.
Thanks
Yeah,
for having me.
introduce
And thanks
yourself.
for hosting us.
Oh, always. Oh, absolutely.
You
It's
are
a pleasure.
hosting us. Yes, this is awesome, man.
Pleasure.
So we're down here. The big thing we're here to support and celebrate with you is the passing of legislation to be able to smoke indoors in Louisville.
That's right.
So we'll get into that a little bit more, but
Stupid
so
cabal
excited for you
place.
to be able to open up and then open up before you could actually smoke inside.
Yeah.
And then get everything passed. So we'll talk more about that. But
Heck yeah.
we're starting off today with a cigar that's going to be coming out here soon. It's the Camp Aladino. These are the little Gorbustos. A couple of us have the Corojos, a couple of us have the Cameroons, and a couple have the Maduros. So we're going to be starting off with these today.
Yep.
Again, Josh is also an Aladino Lounge. So
Number
we
8.
have that in common as well. So that's going to be fun to have in here.
Yeah, no.
So here's the
our
signature song. This is the one that Trey Mac put into AI.
Oh,
and
man.
You've been hearing us blast this for the last couple weeks, so
Is this even available for anybody to like go and find somewhere?
it is on every episode of the Final Third podcast.
Nice.
That's it. Can we not like post it as a video, like, you know, just with
Oh, we
the-
totally should. We need to make a music video. with this.
Exactly. Oh,
Yeah,
now you're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
a music
So-
video. I like the
Who
sound
still
of
get in a
that.
car and just drive down the highway like this the
In
whole
that
way?
yellow, yeah,
In that yellow car.
Yeah,
dude.
no kidding.
So he needs to bring that up here, and we're doing a music video on Baxter.
At work.
Hell yeah. So that's his pride and joy.
That would be awesome.
Man, I just
Wouldn't
did
it
a
though?
cold.
Drive down
Yeah,
back.
I want to know your thoughts on
Just
cold
ghetto
Giant.
bumper.
Yeah, this
This is Cameroon. Yeah.
It's exactly, and it's got a really kind of nice sweetness.
It does.
Yeah, that's pleasant. Not like an infused sweetness,
No,
but
yeah.
like a good sweetness.
Just like,
Raisin bread, man.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yep.
Well, the Corojo here, it honestly is a little. I feel like this falls somewhere between the Corojo Reserva and the original Corojo.
Yes.
It's got a little bit more kick that the original Corojo has, but it's not quite the nicotine strength
Right.
level of the Corojo Reserva.
right. No, it settles in great.
Are you smoking the Corojo as well? Okay,
So what is this? This is over 60 on the ring gauge, or
it's
is it?
60.
It's
right
60,
at
yeah.
60. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, this
60
is about
by 4,
it's about tops out.
4
and a half?
4.5.
4.5. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I could do? Never mind. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, we went to the Derby City Cigar Bash yesterday.
Yeah.
And,
How
this,
was it?
This gentleman, it was awesome.
Good.
Great event.
Shout out Mike and Rebecca Kimsey. Discount
out.
Smoke.
Taz, that was his
Taz.
name, right?
Yeah.
This guy Taz has a kilt, and he's smoking 8x80.
8 by
No
8.
kidding.
Yeah, all
8 by 80
day.
plural.
Multiple.
Wow.
He had
Three
Yeah,
just in
three-
the
by
event.
three of
80.
them.
Remember we tried that one time coming back from
Yeah, I got about a
French
half
Lick,
inch on it
yeah.
and threw it at a
Threw it
cow
out
on the way home.
Eat this cow.
Here you go.
I told him
yeah.
that story too.
Did you?
He was like, "How dare you waste that cigar?" I was like, "It was fucking hilarious."
If he wants it, it's in a field somewhere. Probably looks like a
still
big
there.
old chode now, but it's fine.
Yeah, he has this like satchel, and he just has like 5 or 6 of them, and he smoked 4.
That's
Crazy.
impressive.
Like,
Yeah.
And his lightsaber lighter.
yeah, I was.
He
That's
had
what I was
the
gonna
light-
pull
Yeah,
up
I
the
saw
pictures
those.
of.
I saw those in New Orleans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Those
He
are
also
dangerous.
had a
Yes, they
Buzz, Buzz
Dangerous.
Lightyear one as well. It
Really?
looked like a drill, but it
Like
looked
a
like
ray gun.
like a ray
Comment
gun.
ray gun. Like a
Oh,
comic
yeah,
book.
so
that was.
Yeah.
What was
See if I can.
What did he call that? Zerg blaster.
Zerg blaster.
That was a
there you
Zerg
go.
blaster. Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Can't do it. I was gonna pull the images, but I forgot to do that.
Well, and we apparently didn't drink enough last night, so we had to jump in early on the drink.
That's right.
So we're sipping on first the Brothers of the Leaf. This is their Boo Rye. There's going to be a reason behind why we're smoking or drinking the Brothers of the Leaf
right.
right now. But it's a brand that I think people in the cigar community might have heard of, but very few people have tried yet. So we're going to get into this one right now.
Yeah.
Cheers, gents.
Cheers.
Yeah, I tried this one the other day when we came down on Thursday for the opening day of smoking indoors
Repeal day. For repeal day.
for repeal day number 2. I tried this one. It's good.
I like
I texted the group and I was like, you know what? It didn't suck.
Yep.
It was the best way I could describe it. Like I wasn't like super impressed with it, but having had some of the other Brothers of the Leaf products previously, it is better. It
Yeah,
has
they're-
improved.
they are getting
and it is
better.
going the right direction with their blends, and
Yeah.
I'm happy with it. That's
Well,
what I
I'll
want to
tell you,
see, right?
This Corojo is pairing really nicely
Goes
with it.
great.
Same with the Cameroon.
Is it good? Good.
My body is not in a position to properly react to this yet. I'm trying.
No professional, not even an amateur option to.
Man, I don't know.
Talking real
last night
slow.
I hit it pretty hard. I mean, when we were at the cigar bash, Town Branch was there,
Oh yeah.
and Town Branch is fine. It's usually been a kind of a mixing liquor, whiskey.
Okay.
But they had their rye there that was no, it was their bourbon that was barrel proof. Definite improvement.
Good.
And then they had this canned bourbon cherry cola.
Holy shit.
It's the best I've ever had.
Really?
It's dangerous.
It's like 3 shots of bourbon in every can, and we're talking like what,
Wow.
12-ounce
It's
cans?
a skinny, tall 12-ounce can.
Yeah,
And there's 3
It-
shots in it per can.
it's spectacular. It was so good. I had 3 of them.
So where do we get this?
Town Branch.
Is that the only place that has it?
No, I think
Total Wine,
I'm
I think,
sure.
has them
Yeah,
now.
I'm
I
sure-
bet
pretty
the
sure they're being
distributor for
distributed.
Town
Yeah.
Branch will be able to get it to you.
Oh, I'm gonna
I
have to reach
bet
out
you
to him
could
tomorrow.
sell a shit ton.
That's
of
why
it.
I'm saying I do it too.
Yes,
100%,
look, I would
Well-
honestly. It's the first time I've had something that I was like, I'd sit and smoke a cigar with this all day long.
I
gonna
would,
have to get
I
some
would
for
feel
shop.
a lot better today had I not drank 3 of those.
Correct.
Yeah.
That started the night.
It's-
And
yeah.
You'd have felt better if you drink 4, right?
that
Okay.
would have just been like right
Yeah,
on
You're
par.
at
right.
that threshold
Yeah.
to stop or start
I
more.
needed to keep going.
I think if I'd had one more, I probably would have still been drunk this morning.
Well,
I'm
I
not
was
sure you're not.
Yeah. I mean,
I saw you
the
wobble
jury's
in
out.
like.
Yeah, I looked pretty rough, didn't I?
Well, I was being a
It's
nice guy. Every
questionable.
time I got up, I got him one too. He's like, "Fuck, is this for me?" It's like, yeah,
Every
I
single
feel
time.
like that our podcast starts off this way every
That works.
every
most,
episode.
yeah, especially on a Sunday. like-
Scott's nursing
a little bit of a hangover.
well, what was it? Was it last week or the week before? We all were just like dragging ass. And about 5-10 minutes in, we had a couple of drinks
Yeah.
and everything
It was
else, and we're like, "Hey, we're awake now. Let's go."
Now we can go.
Yeah, now it's time to get started.
Now, last night we all hung out. Well, some of us hung out at the Parlay Sports Bar
Okay.
downtown. Cool spot,
Very cool.
really cool spot, and we got to watch the Avs kick Dallas's ass, which I was
Nice.
really happy about. Landeskog got his first goal and first assist in 2.5 years. He's been injured, so it's really awesome to see him come back and actually compete and do well. So,
Good.
Now, on other hockey news,
other
unfortunately,
hockey news, yep.
our Indy Fuel did go down in the first round of the playoffs. A sweep from Toledo.
Yep. But if you're going to get beat by one of the best teams out there.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I mean,
Yeah.
they did.
They were
outplay
first,
us,
so-
but they did a great job.
Good
yeah,
for them.
Yeah. It was, it was a season of ups and downs.
It was.
Correct.
And the fact that they made it to the playoffs was actually a bit surprising.
It was
They really came on strong at the
second half of that season.
Probably the second half of the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was the last 10 or so games that they really came in. And
I think
made
that's
it
one
happen,
of the
so.
reasons why a lot of the fans were a little disappointed in their finish because they were beating the big dogs.
Big dogs
They
at
were
the
beating
end, yeah.
everybody, and everyone thought, "Oh, well, they got a
Yeah,
shot."
I mean, they beat
Toledo.
Toledo twice, right? In like
in
the
a
last
row.
4 games.
Yeah. So it is what it is. We're ready for the next season already, but we still got playoff hockey for the
So that's
3 days
baseball
so
on
we're
ice.
good.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Baseball on ice. It's a good call.
So just first time for me being here at the Louisville Cigar Company.
Thank you.
Beautiful building.
Thank you.
Why don't you would you mind telling me what was the genesis? How did this come about? And
So let's talk about that. Let's start. It starts a long time ago. So a good friend of mine, late friend, Paul Tucker, owns Oxmoor Smoke Shop. Used to own it. I walked into his shop 20 plus years ago. My parents own a tobacco and a cattle farm, and tobacco's always been in my blood. That put my sister and I through college, and I was away. And as we all love tobacco, you're walking through. You haven't been on the farm for a long time, and you smell tobacco. You just need to go in.
yeah,
I walked in and just need to walk in the humidor. And Paul either loved or you hate you, but he was just that type of guy, just a gentleman. Walked in the humidor and came back out a few minutes later, and he was like, "I knew it. Anybody that has their hands in their pockets, they never buy anything." So I left and came back next week and bought a bunch of cigars.
Yeah.
And just fell in love with it, and he and I just fell in love with each other. He kind of took me on as his son for 20 years. You know, we traveled around to Central America, introduced me to everybody he knew. You know, he smoked one cigar. You know, he literally just only smoked his Caballeros.
Okay.
But his knowledge and his presence in the tobacco industry, premium tobacco industry, is huge. So for 20 years, he just took me under his wing and taught me and taught me and taught me. And it was always, when I retire, I want you to buy the shop. Obviously, that didn't work out, which is completely fine. A little over 2.5 years ago, we lost Paul to pancreatic cancer. And yeah, it happens. I mean, no one ever wants to lose anybody. No one ever wants any of their close friends and relatives to have that. It was 6 weeks from the day.
It's an aggressive cancer.
It was 6 weeks. And in the middle of that, we were already in strong throes of purchasing the shop. You know, the demise happened, emotions got involved in it, and we just kind of had to walk away, you know, amicably walk away. I've owned a landscaping company since '96, and if you factor in overtime, that's about 75 years of that. I'm really tired of doing that. The body's breaking down.
It's a tough gig.
It is. And, you know, this is my love. Tobacco has always been one of my loves. And my wife, Steph, love her to death, great woman. She looked at me and she said, you know, just because buying Oxmoor did not happen doesn't mean that your dream doesn't have to happen. And she really just pushed me forward and said, you've got to do this. This is what you want to do. So we just, you know, we hit our knees and started praying for a team of people. You know, Bill's in the background back there. You know, he's
Shout out,
been a
Bill.
long-time
Awesome
friend.
dude.
Here, come and try this Corojo, dude. You're a Corojo nut. You need to try it. I'm not going to leave you out of this party. So we started praying for a team of people, you know, team of attorneys, team of real estate agents. And, you know, God just really prepared us for this journey. I think that I looked at 48 properties in Louisville going through. This one wasn't even on the market. And, you know, walked in here and immediately fell in love with it. We signed a lease, and it was a complete redo. I'm talking every part of this building was touched. It was 121 days from the days I got the keys to the day that open sign turned on.
And good thing you knew how to do construction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I mean, you know, my family, my 3 kids, my wife, my father-in-law, their sweat equity in here is second to none.
Right.
I didn't do the patio. I didn't have time. I didn't paint the front of the building or the staircase. That's it. Had a great friend of mine made our bar top. If you haven't seen our bar top is gorgeous.
Super cool.
Beautiful. Yep.
Travis Peak made that. And it's a tree that was cut down from Brandon Foreman's distillery. So it's a signature piece here. So we just jumped in, man. Like, you know, you can't let a loss or a setback stop you. And, you know, Rob, you and I have talked about it for a couple of years. You know, we've been friends for a couple of years. Louisville always needed a place like this, but legislation wouldn't allow it to happen.
Right.
And we, or myself, have, through God and through all the prayers and through networking for years, I'm really close friends with State Rep Chris Lewis and Metro Council members and our friends. Our real estate agent is a Metro Council member, Anthony Piagentini. So, I mean, I guess we're going to talk about the elephant in the room here.
Yeah.
So, you know, we knew what we needed to do, or thought we needed to do, to get lounges back into Louisville and get those rules changed and ordinances changed. And this place just fit. You know, the building's built in 1885. It's an Italian house. You know, we have Italian-style landscaping outside, Italian patio outside. We kept the bones here, just really put it back the way it was when it was built. And then we opened November 21st. If y'all remember the weather, there was no good weather.
No.
Yeah.
And so you've got, you know, a 3,200 square foot space that you can only drink in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
You know, and so, you know, what do you do? You know, I mean, how do you fix that? You can't smoke indoors. You have the cogs are spinning. You know, legal team's working, lobbyists are working, council members, state reps are working. You're waiting for elections to happen. You're waiting for things to shift. So Vivor.com came to rescue. My wife ordered one of those. We call them COVID capsules. It was like the little vinyl igloos that all the restaurants had.
Yep.
You know, you couldn't eat indoors, so
right.
lets you put you in this microorganism, you know, environment. So whatever. So we did that. You know, we put one up, and what was it up, Bill? 23 and a half hours before the health department showed up.
Well, it looked like you were filming ET outside. so-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they
we
showed
stopped,
up.
We stopped by in December. Me and Scott and our wives came with us for a little trip, and we got to sit in the COVID bubble for a little while. It was
But
cool.
it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
It totally
Yeah.
worked. It was
Like,
fine. Nice little heater out there.
They went for a walk, and we sat here and had a smoke.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it worked. But
So, but yeah, the health department came in and they were like, that's smoking indoors. Because we had the door rolled up.
the fuck?
Yeah, no, 100%. So I like locked up. I was furious. And Bill's like, can we cut the door off? And they're like, well, it still doesn't equate to 20%. The laws are 20% of your wall space has to be opened up to windows or louvers to let fresh air in. So I like hit like that moment of like, I can't say.
Enough's
But-
enough.
Yeah.
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 This is getting ridiculous.
Everybody's
It
against
was
everything.
It was, and so I was like, "Can I roll it up and put stainless steel zip ties on it?" Like, no, somebody can cut it. I'm like, the average person's not walking around with a set of dikes that can cut a 1/4-inch stainless steel zip tie. Like, there might be 9 people in Louisville that have that. They're like, "No, can't do it." Like, well, can we just cut it off? And they're like, "Well, that doesn't give you enough airflow." I'm like, how good are y'all at math? Like, figure it out. Like, is it 20%? And so they look at each other, and honest to God, they're like, man, I'm not good at
I'm not good at math.
And so the other agent looks at the other agent. He goes, "Well, can you figure it out?" He was like, "Nah, man."
You should have just looked at him and said, "It's 22%. I've already
Yeah,
done
you
it for
should
you."
have. Yeah, but I was. I mean, I
did.
wasn't there. Like, I was furious.
There's
Like,
4 walls. We took out 1. That's 25%.
yeah, there was like 8. And they weren't doing the math because
Yeah.
they had other windows to factor in. So we legit just took a pocket knife and cut it off, and they had citations ready.
Oh my
Jesus.
And so they left, and, you know, so it was just an uphill battle the whole time, which is fine. I get it. You know, I would rather have people talking about me behind my back because that means we're in front of them. So they were always talking about it. So it was just every week, secret shopper, health, you know, they were setting, driving, doing everything, which is fine. You know, they have a job to do. I get it. You know, they're there. They're trying to enforce the rules. They're trying to enforce the laws. They're doing their job. I get it. But, man, I felt picked on.
Yeah.
You know, and you go home every night, just completely defeated. And then we started the whole legal process of getting everything written, and, you know, the council members and state reps, we all just kind of came together and sat down and we're like, what do we need? How do we get this moving forward? How do we press this forward? So, man, it was a hash session. And we sat down and, you know, like, what can get passed? What can they get passed? You know, I can't get anything passed. You know, I don't carry things to the floor. I don't go to council meetings. I can't do that. So we legitimately just went through, wrote this, and edited it, and just polished and polished and polished until we got it. And, man, we won. You know, we got 20 votes to 6 no's.
Yeah.
And,
Great.
you know,
And you're never going to get those 6 votes.
Well, and that's,
no, it's fine. You know,
They're
I don't
I was
fight
going to
that.
ask
You don't
about
need
that. Did you have any kind of significant pushback, or was this more just going through the process? And you don't need to call anybody out in
No, I
particular.
won't.
I'm just
No.
curious about, like,
there were some people that were not excited
Fair.
about it.
Yeah.
Again, you know, if in any realm, if you make 8 out of every 10 people happy, you have satisfied 100% of the satisfiable population.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
So the 20% are just the 20%. You know, and it's fine. They can have their opinions. We all have our opinions. You know, cigars and whiskey's great. Some people think it's not. Okay, that's fine. Don't come in my doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but it really came down to allowing adults to make adult decisions. You know, we're in Louisville,
Amen.
Kentucky.
Yep.
We're the bourbon capital of the world. We're the horse racing capital of the world. And we were a tobacco state before we were ever a beer state. Most people don't realize we were a beer state before we were a bourbon state.
Yeah.
That's why we have a Germantown.
Yeah.
You know, we have huge caves that they
Yep.
lagered beer in. And then the browner water got better. So,
Right.
you know, here we are. And so we really approached that as not just a smoking thing. We approached it as a bourbon and smoking thing. Like, we allow people to drink bourbon. Why can't we smoke in places that are dedicated for that? And so it kind of became an educational thing. And thank the Lord that it happened.
Yeah, my reason for asking that, by the way, was because of premium cigars. and the differentiation between premium cigars. And I've had this conversation with a number of people recently. I don't know why it's suddenly come up in
the
conversations,
difference?
but helping people understand, like, okay, this is not what you think it is, right?
Yeah.
This is 100% leaf tobacco, hand rolled. There's nothing else in it. There's no additives. There's no nothing, right? It's just aged
100%.
tobacco. And when they start to understand that and they realize, you don't inhale cigars, you shouldn't inhale cigars, right?
Right.
They kind of soften their stance in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So you're 100% correct. And the way I approach it is it's organic.
Yeah.
There's nothing about it's not organic unless you smoke through the band, whatever. But
There's a few weirdos that'll do it.
Do not smoke through the band.
Don't, yeah.
Okay, we've talked about this many times on the show. Do not do that. Don't smoke through the band, please.
Mike, stop smoking. He's pulling us off right now.
Guilty. But I just want to circle back that you talked about you grew up in a culture of tobacco, right? And I did too. Like I grew up in South Carolina.
Okay, yeah,
like,
you know all about it, yeah.
a small farm town, and tobacco sent my friends, to college.
Yeah.
Tobacco is what we worked during the
Yeah.
summer. Like when I walk into a tobacco barn, it's like that smell of fresh tobacco.
It's home.
It brings back every memory of growing up.
Yeah.
And so I totally get that, and I appreciate you saying that because it's kind of lost now.
It is.
And
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I need to.
no.
So, being that you brought that up about the financial influx into small towns, small communities, my parents have a relatively large farm for the area that they farm in. But growing up in that, there were farms that weren't as big, and there were families that didn't have supplemental income. And I remember my friends getting made fun of. I went to school in Louisville, farms in central Kentucky. I remember some friends getting made fun of because they went to school in the fall with clothes that weren't new, that were ripped, shoes that were dingy, and they got made fun of. Yeah. And, man, I'm going to be completely honest with you. When we started I started thinking about this, my most emotional times outside of having kids and the whole family thing is watching bales of tobacco leave and go to market. And watching combines pulling fields and grain carts get filled up with corn and soybeans, because that means my people they're getting paid, man.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Because most people don't realize, I farm, you eat. That's it. Outside of, we've got 6 inches of topsoil, and God lets it rain every now and then. That's the only guarantee we've got.
Yep.
And these farms and these farming families, if that crop fails, man, what's crop insurance going to do for you? You're one hailstorm away from losing your
Drop in a
entire
bucket.
Yeah. Your entire tobacco crop.
Yep.
You get hit with mold on your corn, you're done. You get blue mold in your tobacco field, you're done for 7 years. You got to move it.
Yep.
Well, I'd just sell it to Jeff the Creed, though. It's not over till it's over. I think that's their new motto.
Maybe, I don't know.
Right,
I'm not touching that one.
I love Jeff the Creed. I don't. They're trying. They're doing.
I haven't
much
just
better.
shit on anyone recently, so.
I did comment yesterday. Somebody was talking about Jeff the Creed, and I said, yeah, you probably need to go back and give him another try. 'cause
I agree.
They got through some challenges, and
Yeah.
it's
The
getting
views and
better.
opinions of those on the Final Third podcast are not those that represent the
Mike
fucking
doesn't agree.
Final Third cigar. Or
Finish it out, baby.
the Louisville Cigar Company.
All right, now we can say anything we want to.
Great.
Right.
Now we can leave
So
this
Jeff the
aside.
Creed actually brought us their vodka the other day, which is good vodka, and they have a garlic pepper infused vodka. I've got it.
sounds weird.
I'll let you try it. Yeah, you have to open it outside because it just smells of the garlic is just intense.
Oh, jeez.
But they have a blueberry vodka. And so they poured me some of the blueberry vodka first. I drank it. I'm like, why am I getting this dry aged prime rib flavor out of this? And he was like, I don't know. I'm like, it's blueberry vodka. Like, it should be blueberry, and that's it.
Right.
We're a tasteless, neutral spirit with blueberries in it. It was not. Like, it was a dry aged porterhouse steak. And I'm like, okay, y'all are spinning some weird stuff out here. Like, how am I going to work this in a cocktail? And the aroma just got very garlicky. And he literally goes, somebody switched the corks
Oh, no.
on those. Yeah. And then it just hit. And I literally took a permanent marker and, like, marked the bottle out in the cork. I'm like, this is, you can't.
Oh,
like,
no.
you can't
Yeah.
recover from that. And it, we're waiting for the new bottle to come in. But
Is that the
Sounds
one
like
you
we
wanted him
needed to try that with the.
yeah. We've got some back there. We can pull them out. Actually, the new blueberries they're back there, so we've got some. We'll pull them out. Yeah.
Cork taint is real.
Yeah.
Well,
no, the Corte
we'll
ones
get
are
that.
gone. Yeah.
We'll get that Husa pickle vodka and change corks on something and get us some pickle bourbon.
Yeah. Do some pickletinis out of it. Yeah. So, yeah.
Do you have any of the cocktails left over from the other night? The clarified ones?
Yeah, I think they're back there in the refrigerator.
You gotta let Rob try the spicy.
All right.
Okay.
All
It's
right.
so good.
We'll throw some
We
mix
should
in
all
on it,
try
yeah.
it.
Clarified like milk or
It was
Clarified
coconut milk
coconut
clarified
milk.
cocktails.
oh
Yeah.
sweet.
It
Yeah.
was
That's
the
a,
one.
That's a job.
It's a job. Yeah.
I don't remember
Yeah.
what they were.
Yeah.
Do you remember what? I'm sure you remember what I was in them, don't you? I mean, I can look the picture up.
Yeah.
There was 4 signature cocktails. One was old fashioned. One was Manhattan. There was
And then there was
the
espresso martini.
espresso
one as well,
martini,
yeah.
which Alan was killing, and then they
There's
had
a
the
Paloma one too, but I don't know if that was
Paloma.
on there.
So we have a clarified whiskey smash, which is True
That's
Stories
that
bourbon.
one.
Yep.
It's got bright and bold bitters in it, dim fresh orange, lemon, and lime, and then we throw a candied jalapeno syrup in it,
Ooh.
which
It
makes
is.
Pop.
It's
Yeah.
Okay.
phenomenal.
Yeah, I definitely have to
Yeah.
try that.
Definitely has to be the last drink because
Well,
it's True Stories
Maybe we can try a little bit of
Amberana.
that before we
So
close out.
yeah,
Yeah, it's so good.
yeah. The True Story bourbon's the Amberana finished one, so it's. But in this one,
No.
like you really can't tell.
Okay,
No, that's the rye. Rye's the Amberana finish. The bourbon is just the bourbon, right?
They are in.
One of them's Amberana, and it wrecked my palate.
Yeah, it'll
But-
do that.
Yeah.
The RD1 Amberana is the one that wrecked your palate.
Well,
that I gave you the other
Well, the
day.
RD1 was the one.
RD1
that
is
you
the
gave me.
more
That's the one I-
tolerable
That's the one I
one, but
tricked
yeah.
you with.
Yeah,
You
actually,
didn't-
Yeah.
it didn't hit me as a hard Amberana.
It's great.
I could tolerate that.
I mean, it was 6 hours, I think, in the barrel.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's,
Yes.
that's enough.
Nothing. Yeah.
That's
enough
all you
time.
need.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Maybe
you just
half
have to
that.
like wave it across the barrel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
don't
had a
even
we
think
had a
they
whole
use the barrel.
discussion
I think
about
they just use
Amberana
the
needs to be
cubes,
quick.
right?
Yeah.
Cubes,
RD1?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the way-
RD1 used the chain. They used the
Chain of
stave
cubes,
chain.
yeah.
By the way, shout out to the Final Third Cigar and Whiskey Lounge. We're showing live there on the
Oh,
TV.
nice.
Hey,
So
guys.
Yo,
shout out
guys.
to all you guys.
Hey,
What's up,
everybody.
guys? I just got to say this: the construction on this is amazing.
Yeah.
It
I
really
saw
is.
you rub it.
Back away.
Yeah.
I saw you tap it down. I tried to ash.
It won't fall.
It won't
yeah, you have to
fall.
be pretty aggressive with
It
it.
took a
So-
little bit of effort for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this. I'm on the Maduro. This one is fantastic.
Yep.
What do you think?
I mean-
what do you really think about it? Like the spice level on it's great.
Spice level is super high. Like really, really heavy black pepper on the retro. Much spicier than I'm used to from Aladino things.
Right.
So that's
That's a good call.
I like-
It
I
reminds
like
me
you
of
get
like the Fuma.
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm getting really excited about this one.
I like-
I don't mind
Good.
the bigger ring gauge.
I like how the pepper and everything stays at the front of your mouth and not just the back.
Yeah.
It's not like a throat pepper. You
Right.
actually get the
Stays
full flavor in your
clean.
whole mouth.
It's nice.
But it's nice and balanced.
If I can get my way with that cigar, it's gonna be a hard press. I want a Connecticut wrapper with
Oh,
that
yeah.
with that or Connecticut binder with that wrapper on it.
There you
it's
go.
it's gonna be so thick and chewy and just
Yeah.
oily and just
Add a creamy element to it.
It'll
yeah,
pair
it's-
well
it's-
with your prime rib vodka.
Thoughts on the
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So you and
You got.
you
they
two
have,
have the Cameroon.
Cameroon.
Right?
Cameroons, and they have the Crojo.
It's a flavor bomb, man.
It
is.
It really
Killer.
is. I mean, it's not super. From a strength standpoint, it's not very strong, but I think it's just full of flavor. I smoked a McAuliffe Red on the way down, and that can sometimes that's a pretty decent medium spicy cigar, and this holds up, and it's not like I'm missing anything. I'm getting
Yeah, it's got a nice. It's not black pepper. It's white pepper.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's soft. It's not gonna hit you real hard. I'm having no
Soft.
issues retroing at all.
doesn't compete with the whiskey.
No, it does
It's,
not.
Holds up nice with this.
And with that being 112, it is very, very approachable, and
I agree.
It's kind of not soft, but a little more mellow than what you would think from a 112.
It's
blend.
nice.
Like it's really nice.
You
But
know,
it does have a nice
good.
finish too, a long finish.
what I
Yeah.
what
Hi,
I
Chris
get-
Gordon.
I got you, Liesel.
When I
Liesel
got on
said
the,
she's not going to say approachable anymore. She
nice.
knows she can't say smooth because of how I feel about it. So it's nice, right? Is that what it is? Nice.
But like the
Good.
nose of this, like, just hear me out. Like, Lucky Charms. I got Lucky Charms on the nose. Like the
marshmallows.
marshmallowy nose, a little bit of cereal grain, and like,
Yeah.
it's nice.
Actually, I think you spot on.
Freeze dried marshmallows.
Have you ever actually ordered the all marshmallow from Amazon?
No, you can get that.
You can just get straight bag of marshmallows.
Yeah, the
That's-
IGA
that
does
is
street
what
for me
this
sells
reminds
them.
me of.
Yeah.
Let's see if Jen's listening at home. Hey Alexa, order all marshmallows from Amazon. It's just gonna be like some random shit.
Yeah.
Some like sex book on marshmallows.
So did you
Probably.
when you got the Josh? When you got the news of the ordinance,
You want to know what happened?
yeah. What did you do? Did you go celebrate? Did you go have a steak dinner somewhere? Did you party?
Man, we
What
were
did you-
empty. We were dead. Like it was a horrible night. I think it was like a $200 night because I mean, our nights were rough.
Yeah.
There was nights that we were lucky to break $500. I mean, our sales went up 307% the day that it went live. Or, I'm sorry, 3,007%.
I was gonna say.
I have a
yeah,
picture.
3,000.
3,000. I literally have a photo of it on my phone from our POS.
I love it.
Damn. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's great.
Well, I know we contributed.
We were a family.
We were here almost the whole. We were
Yeah,
here
y'all were
from-
here. Y'all partied the whole night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't know when session was going to end. I thought 7 o'clock was when they were going to end. And, 7:30, Bill was like, dude, if you got any news, like, where we at? Rhea was like, got news? Nothing. So I'm sitting at the bar and, strange, I don't drink at work. I just don't.
Sure.
And I was sitting there and my phone went off. And it legit, Trey just texted me. It legit said,
J-Mac.
yeah, it literally said 20-6, let's effing go.
Nice.
Yes.
And I didn't say anything. I just laid my phone over and just shut my eyes and just,
Sigh
do
of
it.
relief.
Took a-
I legit gave credit where credit was due.
Yeah.
Dear
Amen.
Lord, thank you so much for opening this up for us. And I just started crying, man. Like, I mean, tears, I'm not ashamed to say it. Like, tears just rolled down my face because, we're going to circle back because this doesn't just affect me. It doesn't affect my family here. It affects the reps. It affects the manufacturers. But most of all, I saw those bales leaving the barns.
Amen.
I
I love
saw
it,
the
yeah.
combines leaving. I saw my people getting fed again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Glenn Loop said it the best. I saw him down in New Orleans, and we were talking, and I said, Glenn, I don't exactly know what we did, because the volume of it really still hasn't hit me. I have a real hard time. Steph gets on me all the time. You got to stop and look at the picture, Josh. And I don't. Like, I'm just, all right, job's done. Let's go. Next one, next one, next one, next one. And so y'all got to hold me accountable. Like, y'all got to slow me down and make me enjoy this. Like, do. And Glenn said it best. He said, Josh, you did something that no one else has been able to do. We hadn't set ashtrays out indoors legally in Louisville for 17 years.
17 years. Yeah.
17 years. And he said, son, he goes, for the lack of a better term, you opened up Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that struck hard.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Glenn Loop a little bit too, so anybody that doesn't know who he is, he's actually part of the PCA, and he's big time on the legislative side of it. But as much as it's a great thing this passed, it's never over.
No.
Because Indiana, we just had last year the dollar cap hit, and then that was actually pretty big. We were going for 50 cents. We got $1. We were happy with that. They put some legislation into a multi-billion-dollar
Budget, right?
budget that they were trying to pass. And they threw in the middle of it that they want to raise it from $1 to $3 cap and change our taxes
After they
from
just
24 to
got it
30.
After
done.
they just capped it.
And it's like, and the bad thing about it is it's a budget that needs to pass.
But it's stuffed in
and
the
it's
middle
stuck in the middle of it. So now we're going to be fighting like hell to try to keep that. And odds are they're going to want to try to pass it because everything else in the bill is what they need to pass. It's just so frustrating that they constantly are trying to
They just
fight against
wedge it
things
in.
Yeah.
they don't understand. They just don't understand the difference in this and cigarettes and vape and all that shit. It's like such a difference, and we're back to fighting again.
Yeah.
So every year, as much as this is a celebration and it should be, gotta stay on top of this shit.
You do. Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
So if you're part of the lounge and you come in, you get the emails. If you're on the list,
Yeah.
Lisa sent out emails this morning, reminding people about this. You
Y'all
can
add
write
me
a
to your
letter.
list, okay?
Okay.
I don't get your emails.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, check out that email. It tells you all about the tax increase and like
Yeah.
who it affects.
Does it
and
have the
everything
link
about
to the
it.
It has
petition?
It has the
bottom
link.
of it.
Yeah.
Can out-of-staters sign the
Vote
petition?
now. I think anybody can.
Yeah, anybody
Okay.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we signed yours. You help us out.
Yeah.
I absolutely, yeah.
So
Well, and it's one of those things too. Is like a lot of people say, "Oh, it's just a chain letter." You know what? If you get 1,000 emails from from consumers that want to stop it. Even if you don't add your own wording in there, they see, oh, there's a lot of people that are against this. These are our
chat GDP
constituents
up,
that
man.
we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And so that matters. You have to reach out to your legislators, and so I'm pounding that because I
Yeah,
need
you
I
do.
need my people, everyone that's on
Oh,
there.
it's a family thing.
Please hit it. Yes,
Yeah, we're gonna have
Well, and
to.
you're gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna be on your phone anyway. Do something productive with
Yeah,
it.
right. Yeah.
And it's literally just a few seconds
Yeah.
of your time.
yeah.
So I do have a question. Like, now that this is passed, like, what do you think's going to happen downtown? Like, do you see big cigar brands like coming in to put a lounge in or anything like that? Or do you think that's going to happen like on Whiskey Row, or do you think it's just going to
Like CI coming in. I mean, they're building one out in Eastern Kentucky.
or like Rocky or somebody like
I
that?
don't think they will.
Yeah.
I really don't. You know, Louisville's the biggest little town in North America. Can we support other establishments our size? Yeah. Is there a draw for someone to come in? Probably not for something big. And it's hard to go up against Churchill Downs. You know?
Yeah.
Churchill, I'm sure will try to do something with sign.
yeah, I was thinking
That's
the
fine.
same.
Yeah, you know, I'm fine. Go ahead. You know, the more the merrier, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, the more we have here, the less apt we are to have government come back and say X.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Come after you.
Yeah,
Right.
this wasn't
Yeah.
worth
Yeah.
it. Let's
Yeah.
go back to the
Yeah.
way it was.
There's
You really need 5 or 6.
There's strength
just to
in
get
numbers,
that,
right?
yeah.
Right.
There is.
And,
yeah.
if you're on an island by yourself, it's you know.
Yeah, you're-
Man,
you're the- yeah,
You
it-
fought the fight. Yeah.
And
Fought the
right
fight.
now, strategically, the Louisville Cigar Company is in a great place. I mean, we're the only buck in the woods.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we got Derby coming up, you know, in less than a few days.
Oh, it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah. You know, Kid Rock's manager was in here buying cigars for him the other night.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Cool.
Bailey Zimmerman's manager's been in here. And, you know, there was a guy out smoking last night who is Michael Jordan's driver for Derby. He's yeah, I'm bringing Jay in. You know,
And Jay likes cigars.
he loves cigars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So strategically, we're in a great position. And, you know, I'm sure y'all have seen it. Our media presence has been amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
to have, you know, my name out there and then the Louisville Cigar Company name out there and then Louisville and the law change, I can't pay for that.
Yeah.
You know, we've got the critical mention numbers on it, and it's millions of dollars worth of advertisement,
That's great.
which is crazy.
Yep.
You know, a year ago at PCA, you know, I did an interview with Jonathan Drew, and, you know, his big thing was like, can I talk about your company? Like, you haven't started it yet. And, you know, working with JRE, you know, I'm out there doing my job with them for Aladino, and he was like, you know, you kind of have to turn your badge around. So he was like, you know, here, let's talk about you. You know, and Jonathan and I go back, you know, 15, 16 years, you know, Pappy days and KFC days and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it gets hard to process all that. You know, Paul laid the groundwork, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I went out last year to PCA and didn't buy anything, and it was booth after booth after booth. These people were like, you're Paul's protege. You know, and they were like, we're not trying to sell you anything. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Look at this dude.
Hey.
Oh
You're
wow.
a hero.
Did you drop the jalapeno juice in it?
Yeah.
Cool. You know
All
what
right,
you're doing.
so this one isn't going to be a full mixologist thing. This is the tobacconist putting some.
Right on. All right.
It's all right.
Hey, as long as you didn't put your finger in it, we're fine.
Yeah.
That's how it gets sweeter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So how is this different from the House Bill 211 that's going through?
Oh.
Oh, pay
Twitter,
attention,
dude.
Rob.
Pass it around.
Because I know there was a lot of associated with every article
Yeah.
I found with you guys. That was down at the bottom of it.
Okay, so
Separate.
Metro Council is for Louisville.
Thanks,
so
buddy.
Louisville has a
Need one more?
Yep. Thanks. Yeah, perfect.
Louisville 17 years ago passed a anti-smoking bill ordinance for any smoking indoors, and our bill doesn't do anything for cigarettes or vaping. So
Right.
you can't just go into a bar and smoke.
Yep.
You can't go into a restaurant and smoke. You have to have your liquor license. 15% of your sales minimum is from premium tobacco.
You were right.
So House Bill
How much?
211,
50?
15.
15, yeah.
So
Which,
House
just by the way, I'm gonna stop you real quick there. any cigar lounge out there that thinks, oh my God, that's going to be hard, it's not.
No.
It's not. We opened up as a cigar bar.
Right.
And we're still sitting at 60 to 65% on the cigar
Tobacco.
side. It's going to happen.
Right.
You're still going to be cigars forward. So I just wanted to say that.
No, completely fine. So, Metro can change their laws pretty quick.
Yeah.
And House Bill 211 is a really good mirror of what we did in Metro Louisville. But the only thing that changes is if you have to have your liquor license. But Kentucky is a weird state where we do still have dry counties. Dry counties, you can't get a liquor license. You can't do it. So there is an amendment of some sort in there that if you are in a dry county, you don't have to get your liquor license. But state law supersedes city. So that helps everybody in other counties if they do have, because there are other counties that are they have smoking ordinances.
Yeah.
So we did that to help them. Chris, State Rep Chris Lewis did a great job on getting that taken care of, because it's protecting, an industry.
Yeah.
And so that in turn, state supersedes city. So if Metro ever decides that we need to tweak things and it could be in a negative light in us for business, then state would step in and be like, hey, look, like this is where we're at. So that's why they're very close. It's a great question, but it's just an insurance policy to make sure that it's a lifetime thing, that we kind of bulletproof
Yeah.
that.
I was going to say, as I was reading it, it said it passed the House and it was just sitting in the Senate. So I didn't know how closely related or how much it was affect either or.
Man, they are kissing cousins, man. They're right there.
Okay.
Well, we know, like, in Nelson County, I think, is Larrikin in Nelson County? Like Lawrenceburg Distilling Company,
Yeah.
like, they want to do
Yeah.
indoor
Nelson.
cigar.
Yeah, they got a huge walk-in humidor. I mean, I
Yeah.
saw their videos and pictures of it, and we talked to Greg Keeley a couple weeks ago. So
Yep.
that's going to be a cool place to go check out, too. I'm excited to go there. So
Okay,
that'll
question.
be really nice.
Do we want to wait on this one, or do we want to drink this before we go to the mixers?
Drink it.
All right,
Drink
cool.
it.
I wasn't sure if this
I
is the one
already,
you said you don't want to do first.
I've
or not.
already-
I
I've
jumped right
already
in,
went
and
Yeah.
I gotta say, this is
Scott's like, I don't need
fantastic.
permission.
Dude,
This is like a flavor wheel, man.
Our
It's
mixologist,
everywhere. Yeah.
Rhea, came up with this. Like, this is her baby. I think this is actually her first time doing this.
It's
So,
sweet, it's tangy, it's creamy, it's spicy. It's like everything, man.
Oh, it's so good.
That is so
Like that
good.
spice just hits
Oh,
right
my
in the
God,
back.
dude, I love it.
Yeah.
It's great. Just catches you just right in the back.
And again,
Yeah.
it's not so spicy that someone that doesn't like spicy or jalapenos are going to like it.
No, so
it's just
it-
there for the
It's
flavor.
not going to ruin your
Right.
cigar either.
Yeah.
No,
No, it's
that's
not going to ruin your
good.
cigar.
And if you notice, it's a great palate cleanser.
Cleanser.
Like,
Yeah.
it just pushes out, it cleans everything out, lets you go back to your next.
I feel like I'm drinking ginger. Like,
Wow.
it's so good.
I mean, I think it made the cigar better
Yeah.
on this.
And so we're very
That's
picky.
because you're balancing out your soberness right now.
Oh, that maybe is it. That could
Got
be
him.
it.
You're fighting the electrolytes you took a minute ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we're very picky about our cocktails here. We're cocky about them as well. My motto is, for a cocktail to be on our menu, it has to be so good that it renders every other place in Louisville not an option.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
a good-
that.
And if it doesn't, it will not cross our bar. It's not happening.
That's great.
That's
yeah,
what
the
the
Manhattans
standard,
are
that
killer.
has to be the standard.
It
I mean,
is.
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, that's the base standard.
Yeah.
And from that point forward, it goes back to, we have other bar managers that come in our bar and drink.
Yeah.
You know, you
sure.
got bev managers that are coming in here and drinking. I mean, you've seen them.
Yeah,
I like it.
I don't know. Yeah.
You know, I mean, they come in and hang out all the time. Reps come in here
That's
and
crazy.
drink.
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a testament to, I mean, it was 20 years of planning. Like, it was a dream that I mean, it cooked for a long time, guys. You know, and to come up with it and, focusing on the who, not the how. Get the who in here that can take care of the hows, and literally, you have to put people in a place where they can flourish,
Yeah.
and they can grow. And, we've had our growing pains. I'll never say we haven't. We have. Everybody does. But ask all the questions. Let's work through it together. We're a team. We're a family. Let's go with this and get it going. And these cocktails, they prove that. If it doesn't work, it goes down the drain. Washes
Yeah.
the drain out.
Yeah.
Yep.
You and I have had long conversations about cocktails and your
Oh, yeah.
cocktail program. And
Yeah, say Robson the same thing. He's tweaking his every day.
Yeah.
He's trying
Yeah.
new things, mixing stuff up, adding new stuff to the menu.
Pissing off my my sister and
Chloe's doing a great job.
Yeah.
too.
Chloe's
Yes,
great
she
in
is.
cocktails too. Yep.
But you remind me, like, your whole journey reminds me of, it parallels Chattanooga whiskey.
Yeah.
Because Chattanooga whiskey.
There you go, Scott.
They couldn't distill. They had to fight. They
doing
had
the
to
same
fight
thing.
and claw for
Yeah.
years to be able to change the legislature in Tennessee, well, specifically in Chattanooga, to be able to distill.
I
And
don't trust myself putting a drink in
they opened the door
Yeah.
for so many other places to be able to be successful. But if it wasn't for them, it wasn't for fighting it and challenging the process, it never would have happened.
And you know what's great about that though is you look at their organization. There's not a selfish soul in there.
No.
And they're so humble. You know, they're like, we did what we had to do for us to survive, but we made sure that anybody who followed us or wanted to be in it could survive with us.
Yep.
And again, like you said, Rob, in everybody's there's strength in numbers.
Yep. Agree.
Heck yeah.
Real quick
100%.
shout out to Jesse.
Jesse out there. Yep.
Shout out Jesse
Yep.
Prather.
Thanks, Jesse, for joining us. He's thanking us for we brought the
The
backbone,
backbone.
barrel
Lounge
pick,
Gotcha.
lounge pick yesterday to the cigar bash. And
Oh, okay.
we made a
cool.
whole
Nice.
bunch of new friends
We did.
out there.
I told you it was going to be a good time.
Yeah, it
I don't think
was.
they were ready for that triple-digit proof, though.
No, I think it kind of threw everybody off a little
Yeah,
bit.
this was kind of a fun trip for us to come down here because I got away for a few days. These guys all came down for a few days. Will just showed up today. That's okay though. We're not gonna bash him too hard for
I was
it.
busy.
He was working.
He
I
was
was taking exams.
Yeah.
busy
Oh yeah, that's
getting
right.
his mask.
Travis,
We'll
we got
get
a
into
big
that too in a
announcement
minute.
there, right?
Yeah.
But that was
Travis
kinda,
Cool's exams now.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that in a second too. But this trip, and you guys had a lot at the Derby City Cigar Fest.
Yeah, it
we
was
had
awesome.
a lot last night at the Parlay Bar.
Yeah, some lady was buying me
So many
beers.
people were like, "Oh, tell us about the podcast." These guys had their shirts on.
Sweet.
We had so many people signing up to
Yeah,
follow the
we
podcast.
got a lot yesterday.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
worn
I'm like,
every-
hell yeah, this is pretty
I've worn
awesome.
I was
every
gonna
Final
say, how
Third
many,
shirt I
how many
have.
did we go up yesterday? It had to
At
be a
least
number.
10.
Yeah.
we're
Yeah, at
almost to
least, yeah.
550
That's
now,
great.
so.
Any stickers on any bathroom walls anywhere?
I
I didn't
may
have
or may
stickers.
not have. I may
handed
or may
out all
not
my-
have.
Brad's
I
handed
handed out
out
all of
all
Rob's
I got
cards, but I
stickers.
don't have any
I
stickers.
did do that. Yes.
Yeah, he hands out a card everywhere we go. So
Who does?
Will.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people asking for cards on this trip too, which was awesome. I'm out right now, but I've got some more in
Yeah,
the Jeep. So
everybody
it all works
yesterday
out.
was like, "What? Which one are you on the shirt?" I
Yes.
was like, "Take a good look."
Yeah.
Just
And
look
then I
at
turn
it.
around, like, "Which one?" They're like,
Yeah.
"It's either 1 or 3." And I was like, "Look again."
That's kind of
The glasses 3. I'm like, "Yep."
Yep. That's
Wait,
it.
hold on. Is
No.
that yes 3?
Yes. 3. Yes.
Like, fuck
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just stoked to be able to tell like all my friends that are coming into Louisville for
Thank you.
for
Oh, yeah.
anything like, hey, this is the place to come hang now. You don't have to go across the river. You stay
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
here. Just wait
Well, and
up
all the
you-
bourbon lovers in our area too. You know, the clubs, whatever else. Now you have a place when you come down here and do the bourbon trail, or you
Sunset
go down
smoke.
downtown
Yeah.
Louisville or whatever. You have a place you can come and actually enjoy a nice lounge.
Yeah,
You know, it's awesome.
it's a home away from home. Man, we send
is.
so many people to you guys.
Cool. Thank
like,
you. Thank you
legit
for that.
send people to you guys. Yeah, we've had
We're
people
doing
who
the
are
same
like,
with you, bud.
"No, I appreciate it." Yeah,
We're
we've had
definitely
people like,
into
"Yeah,
it.
Rob and Lisa said come down here." Like, we're here. But
You know who came down yesterday?
Who?
Amy and Curtis.
Amy and Curtis.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They went to the
I
cigar
was
bash.
standing in the line right behind him. I was like, man, that looks just like the dude that comes in the lounge all the
Yeah.
time.
That's
And then
cool.
Yeah.
as Scott comes walking up, he's like, hey, Curtis. And he turns around and I see his face finally. And I was like, oh, it was.
That's very cool.
I was
Yeah,
standing right
cool.
behind him in line.
Don, has Don ever been in there?
Don Kurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
He's-
met him down at the
okay.
smoke pit,
Oh, okay.
and he comes up occasionally. He lives on the south side, so he didn't come
Yeah,
up so
super
much.
nice dude.
Yep.
But-
Really, really nice guy.
Yeah, we talked to Mike yesterday before we left, and I think next year, if it works out timing wise with everybody's schedules, we'll show up and do a podcast there.
nice.
2 hours or an hour before start, and we'll go for 2 hours. So we'll be there an hour beforehand to promote, and then an hour during the event.
Cool.
So just kind of plugging it.
I
Not
love
like
them.
he
They're
needs
such
more
great
help,
people.
but I mean,
Well,
He
by
was
being
pretty
there
excited.
early, we
Yeah.
can get some of the reps and maybe
Yeah.
someone like you come
Yeah,
on the
'cause-
show with us
Yeah,
and
come on.
talk beforehand.
Jake
so.
Sanders has Kentucky now.
Yep.
Yep.
Tyler Jones
Tyler
is throwing a
does.
hissy fit about not being on the podcast again.
Hey,
I was like,
he
fucking
was
show up.
He was signed up and he
I
didn't
know.
show up.
I know.
So that was,
I told him, I was like,
it
fucking
wasn't that he
text me,
didn't show
bro.
up. He did tell me he couldn't make
Yeah.
it. So
Tyler's like a ping pong ball, man.
He is.
I
He
never
is.
know where that
He
guy's
is.
gonna end up. He's all
Yeah, he
man.
never
he's got
stops,
all the
but-
freaking
yeah.
energy. All right, so let's back up here again.
All right.
Let's talk about our asshat judge, or I'm sorry, ascot judge over here. And let's talk a little bit about what he just accomplished. And again, this may not sound like something super special, but this is freaking incredible the amount of work he put into this. So tell us, Will, what you did.
So
Who are you now?
I am now a master of bourbon through the Council of Whiskey Masters.
Cheers, buddy.
Congratulations.
That's
Go.
amazing, bud.
It was a year. I'd say it was 2 years in the process of trying to become this. And I started out with my bourbon professional certification through the council, and then went on to get my whiskey specialist through the council. And this was the next step, and I knew it was going to be a lot more challenging. We went to Garrison Brothers down in Texas.
Yeah.
Love
for
it.
the week.
Wait, by the way, Scott, that's a Texas distillery that's making
Yeah,
an
yeah,
amazing
yeah.
product.
I got you. I got you. Eat a dick, Rob.
You know, you can buy little gummy bags of dicks and you can honestly send them to people.
Don't tell him that, please.
You got to get them sugar free.
Yeah.
I'll have
Have you read the
crates of
reviews for
them.
the Barobo sugar-free gummy bears?
Oh yeah, the explosive diarrhea.
You
ones.
have to go and read the reviews on Amazon. Yeah, there's some evil people out there.
Sorry, not to derail you.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
It's
Yeah.
funny, yeah. So, I mean, the whole week, I got there Monday, kind of settled in, and Tuesday spent some days just kind of touching up, studying. Wednesday, the exam started. It was a 2-hour oral theory exam where I had a panel of 6 judges, internationally known across the world, big dogs in the business. Had the 2-hour theory exam, had a short break for lunch, and then went into a 2-hour written essay exam.
Wow.
Where we had 20 potential questions that went down to 6 that you had to answer the 6 in 2 hours. And then every night we had a dinner with a whiskey pairing. And then Thursday morning I had a third exam, which was a blind tasting where I had 8 bourbons or ryes. Didn't know what they were, no clue. Had to basically go in and fill out a complete breakdown of each whiskey. From the tasting notes, the age, the ABV, the maturation, the production methods.
Holy cow.
You have to do the mash bill?
Yes.
Wow.
And
Wow.
and then try to pick the producer.
Okay.
I got 6 out of 8.
Oh,
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
That's
huge.
incredible.
I didn't think I was going to get that. And then the cool thing was, like, it was 45 minutes to do that silently, and then the next 45 minutes to an hour were discussion on those. And as we discussed them, they didn't really give us hints, but you kind of could realize I made a mistake, and you could change your answer verbally. And I did that twice and got it right. When I originally first passed through, got it wrong. So I've got all those whiskeys, and I can't wait to give them all to you guys and let you blind them and see how you guys do.
Wow. You're failing because you're still drunk.
Market research
Correct. Correct.
in the best way.
I'll tell you. So, so that was Thursday. So Thursday night, after dinner, we went. There was a boardroom at the top of Garrison Brothers in their still house, and the whole board was in there. And you go in, they announce your name, you sit in a chair, and the entire board's in front of you, and they tell you if you pass or you fail.
That's not stressful at all.
Yeah.
And
It's like Judgment Day.
it
Yeah.
was,
Yeah, no kidding.
Stand before the elders.
It
Sorry,
was,
sir, you're not in.
It was an emotional, intense, stressful, fun, crazy week, and I would do it all over again. I highly recommend if you are of the make that you want to really dive into this world and become, make this your passion
Yeah.
and learn every facet of this industry. This is how you do it.
It is.
But I will say also, this is not something for the occasional bourbon lover that
Yeah,
says, I
this is
want to
not
do
your
this
weekend
something
thing.
cool.
No.
This was a year process for you of studying,
Yeah, even
drinking
more,
a
2
lot
years,
of
yeah.
whiskey. It's hard to do that, But I mean, you had to learn a lot about yourself. I mean, we drink a lot of whiskey and we know a lot of whiskey, But even doing a blind of just like the basic Kentucky whiskeys is hard.
That's insane.
And-
Will
you,
knows
man.
a thing or
And,
two because he's
you know,
seen a thing or
and
two.
he's and he has
Stayed at
So,
Holiday
I
Inn
mean,
Express before you took the
a
test, so
few
you know a thing.
Exactly. so kudos to you, buddy. That's
Yeah.
that's absolutely freaking amazing.
Yeah.
You got that.
So
Good for you, man.
the
this
thing
is literally the
Proud of you, man.
sommelier of
Thank
the
you,
whiskey
yeah.
world.
And the thing
Yeah.
is like, man, this was one, you know, benchmark obviously, but there's so much more to learn. Like it's never ending. Like
No.
these, and that's what the beauty of the Council of Whiskey Masters is this promote this. This is your passion. It doesn't end here. You got a lot more to learn. You got past a
A door.
standard, but
Yeah.
it's not the end. Like you don't stop
Right.
here. Like, and they pointed out, they were very critical. They pointed out weaknesses that I have that I need to work on, and I take that challenge and I'm like, I'm all for it. Like,
Yeah.
I get it.
What
you
was the biggest weakness that they pointed out that you immediately kind of tuned
know?
on?
I knew it immediately. It was after the oral theory. It was history. Like
Oh.
history,
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
history of just, you know, to be at this level, you have to have. They expect you to have dates and timelines in your head.
Really?
Shout out, like
Yeah.
you know, and there were, you know, it's there's nerves, there's things like that in an oral, you know, theory exam. But I went out there. I'm like, they realized when they, you know, I was nailing production, I was nailing fermentation, I was nailing all those things. But when it came to history, I fumbled on a few, and they caught on to that, and then they just dug in.
Micro
Like
focused
the
on
wolf
it.
smelled blood, and they
Yeah.
like, and that's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right. They're not
They're
here to
going to
give out
challenge.
awards.
They want to see
Yeah.
exactly how much you know and how much you don't know, and do you meet their standard of what you should know. And they told me, they're like, you need to beef up on that. Like, you got to get better at that. And I'm like, I appreciate it.
At least they told you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
How far back does this go from a history perspective?
When the German and Scottish immigrants came to Kentucky,
Okay.
the 18, you know,
Yeah.
1700s, you know,
Gotcha.
like, all the way through, you know, the Whiskey Rebellion, all the way through Prohibition. The
I didn't know if it
Industrial
went back
Revolution.
further, like if it was, you know, kind of the inspiration in some of the old world whiskeys
No,
versus
it was
coming.
more like the birth of, you know, bourbon in Kentucky.
Okay,
and
very
the
cool.
The immigration, the move from, you know, westward movement. From
Yeah.
The only thing I'm really disappointed in is you don't have your ass caught on right now.
I leave that to Minnick, man.
Oh, no,
I was
no,
going to say,
no,
where's
no.
Fred at? We
No,
don't
you,
even
you,
lose.
you
we don't
need
lose
to
too
take
far.
over.
Fred's
you need
the
to
ass
take over.
guy.
Yeah.
I'll never
Okay.
pull an alcohol.
So
How'd you
what's your
celebrate
thing?
this?
What are you going to do? What's your thing?
He's going to
Ascot?
spend all
You're not
week
doing
testing tequilas.
Ascot? So you do have like 100 whiskeys to taste through.
I've got 49. Yeah.
49. Okay, I thought you had 100. Okay.
I tasted through about half of them yesterday.
Okay.
A little more, yeah. So
Again,
I've got a few more.
market
to-
research
Rough life.
works.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. So I
bet that was fun.
Yeah, went through
Yeah.
all of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what I can say and what I can't say, so I'll probably just,
You can say whatever you want, buddy.
I know.
We got you.
Well, look, if anybody's like even thinking about considering something like this, there is a good documentary on the wine side of it, the Master Sommelier. I think it's called Somm,
Yeah.
and it's an hour and a half
Yeah.
documentary, and you find out like the requirements are insane.
Well, that's the thing too. With the Council of Whiskey Masters, they have a documentary on Netflix.
Oh, do they?
So you can
Okay.
watch it and watch the whole process of the examination. It
You know
was
what it's
last
called?
year's examination. I think it's just Council. If you type
that
in
what it is?
Council of Whiskey Masters,
Okay.
you
Okay,
can find it,
perfect.
yeah. So,
We're going to have to
Wow.
watch that. We're gonna
Yeah,
have to watch that.
I haven't seen that yet.
so there is a level 4 Master of Whiskey. 7 people got that. A record first time 7 individual candidates got Master of Whiskey, and I just want to shout out my mentor Justin Strumpfer,
Yeah.
Shout out.
who's down in Evansville, Indiana. He became he was my mentor. He's a good friend, and he became a Master of Whiskey, and that's
So-
the highest level they have.
What
Congratulations,
level,
Justin.
what level are you right now?
Right now, I'm a level 3.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is the
So that's
Master of
your
Whiskey's
next
level
goal is 4, and
I-
4
I
is the
don't-
highest level.
I don't know. Like,
All right.
So it looks like it's
Because
just
that's
on
world
YouTube.
whiskeys,
World
right? I
whiskeys,
mean,
yeah.
you're
It's on
getting
YouTube.
beyond just the bourbon
Yeah.
rise, the American stuff.
I a lot of people talk to me and encourage me to do it. So I'm, I gotta. It's like getting a tattoo, man. You gotta wait a while before you get the next one. Like I need
Yeah.
to let the
Yeah.
Let
all
the ink dry.
everything chill from this experience and get get hungry and do it again. Right now, I'm just kind of mentally exhausted from it.
Well,
so,
and this guy has all the education. He's got his degrees and all that shit too. So he likes to learn, continue to learn. If you're not the type of person that actually enjoys learning and studying, don't do it. Just stay away from it because it's a lot of work.
Nobody likes you.
Yes.
I am. That is true.
And you definitely are a connoisseur of trying to educate yourself constantly on the things you love.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
you did.
that's what I heard.
Same word. Same word.
Same thing.
Yeah.
But
My
I'm used to-
earphones translated that right. Yeah,
rough
I got that,
translation.
yeah.
I'm using Lisa's method here as opposed to yours.
Yeah.
So, Will, what's the
being
end game
nice.
with it?
Sorry.
What's the end game with it? Is this just something you
So,
wanted to do,
yes.
or you want to do professionally with it, or?
That's a good question. Like, so right now I do co-own a alcohol distribution company
Okay.
in Indy, small boutique craft whiskey.
But you need to get some of them done.
Giant-
shout out Indiana Small Batch.
Indiana small batch. I don't know. I am really fascinated with blending.
Okay.
And intrigued by that, and I'd love to get involved in being a blender somewhere at
Okay.
some point. In my second career lifetime.
When you grow up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I that really, the science behind that, and then the art,
Okay.
the artistic expressions of being able to kind of make something your own. Really, I'm really interested in that. So we'll see. Yeah. That's,
Okay,
That's
cool.
good shit, man.
Very cool.
Love it.
So now we're getting into the second and final third of these cigars. Any changes, anybody?
I mean, this one it's stayed pretty consistent. There wasn't a whole lot of changes to the second for me on the Maduro, at least. It's been very consistent all the way through. Still getting a really spicy retro. But I mean, Scott, I think you might actually be right that this cocktail really elevated this cigar. Because
I was curious about that.
Josh said it's almost like a palate cleanser. It really is.
It is, yeah.
Like, I think the spicy is just enough to kind of give you a little tingle, but then with the rest of the flavors of the cocktail, it just kind of washes over it. And every time you go back to the cigar, it seems like
You find something new.
you're finding
Yeah.
something new
Yeah.
every time. Like Will said, it's a wheel of flavors. Like
Yeah.
this is crazy between
Well,
these two.
it's funny too because you have a lot of people that come in. I'm sure you have it too. I don't know if you have. Do you have any nub cigars in here? It's so funny because people say, "Oh, I only have a short period of time. I'm gonna grab a nub."
Okay, so you're going to
It's a
throw
terrible idea.
15
terrible.
on it.
not a short
We're
period of time.
we're an hour in on this cigar, and
Yeah.
I'm just maybe almost to the halfway point.
Yeah, and I have been way smoking mine because I wanted to see. So, a big thing for me is trying to find a failure in a cigar because I know what I
Yeah.
love in a cigar,
Yeah.
and I try to make a cigar fail.
Same. Yeah.
And I've smoked these on the farm when I was down there. Great wife let me go out of town on.
She didn't go with you?
Valentine? No, she couldn't. She had too much to do with the kids.
Oh, that's true.
So, so I was down there for Valentine's Day, and
Oh,
like the
so
third day,
cute.
right? Yeah,
that's so sweet.
FaceTime, yeah. and Justo was like, "Bro, you gotta try these." Like, I'm like, "What is this? This is another Rancho Luna." He goes, "No, bro. Like, you need to try these. Like, tell me what you think about these."
Yeah.
So we're smoking them, and
That's a really good impression.
No, and by the way, that is 100%
I was
Justo.
thinking the same thing.
Trey does that all the time. It's like, no, that's him. He's like, bro, you gotta try this, bro.
yeah, and he's so intense. So I was literally sitting with Julio, and he comes in and he goes, "Bro, dude, you gotta try these cigars. Like, let me know what you think about these. Like, what needs to be changed with them?"
Yeah.
And he just throws them at Trey and I, and we're like,
I don't think he needs AI to record anything else. You want to just do it?
"We can do it, yeah."
Just do the trade, bro.
And so Trey and I were kind of like, "Okay, we'll try them." Now, mind you, I had a liter of Woodford Double Oak that I brought down, and we finished it. Trey and I finished it, and we smoked a lot. So we tried to find a good time to smoke the cigars, which we couldn't find, which is a good litmus test for how good these cigars are.
Yeah.
And we couldn't make them fail. I can't.
Yeah.
They're just super, super solid smokes.
They are. Yeah.
And to be able to find a cocktail or whatever that can cleanse your palate and push through with this, I mean,
crazy. Yeah.
we've got the gamut here. I mean,
Yeah.
those Maduros are some strong Maduros.
Yeah.
They
I
hold
can't wait to smoke one again.
they hold the ash like a Fumanoche. Fumanoche will hold an ash all the way to the end.
Yep.
If you smoke it, I mean, you don't really have to try. You have to labor to make the ash drop off these cigars.
Yeah.
And for the draw to be almost negative, it's a testament to how good we make our cigars there.
Yeah.
It's
You
awesome.
know, and to be able to bring them back and, you know, in Aladino lounges and the farm stores, it
So-
really is open up another market.
So this January you were down at the farm, right?
February, yeah.
Or February, okay. Is that your first trip to the farm?
Second.
Second? Okay.
Yeah.
So I talk about this all the time. It's like it was an amazing trip. The farm, the factory, everything about the entire experience was amazing. But hanging out at Julio's house
Oh,
on
Julio's
the
the
back
best.
patio,
Yeah.
when they're catering in food, or actually not catering, they're
yeah.
coming out there making it. They're just sitting around and just chatting and overlooking the Yamastron Valley. I mean, there's nothing like it. And I'm hoping to be able to get these guys all down there at some point too.
We need to plan a tour with all of us down there.
We
Like,
do.
I'd
Yes.
love that.
Was that your first time down?
That was my only time down.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Julio is just
Such
so
an
humble.
awesome
So humble.
guy.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Hey, I don't think they told him. So Julio and I are great friends, and if you ever go, guys, okay, don't drink a lot, at least one night, and get up at about 5 o'clock and go sit by the pool.
Yeah.
Julio will be out there drinking coffee, and he will have one-on-ones with you. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of legends in this industry. In my opinion, he is the legend.
He is.
He is the legend.
He's also so humble. He doesn't want to be the legend.
He doesn't want. He
But
doesn't
that
want.
story's got to get out. And thank God the video.
We have the video that's
we're gonna
coming. Yeah.
Or I don't know if you're doing it here. We're doing a movie night at our place.
We will,
We're
yeah.
going to show it. It's about an hour video. I can't wait to see that because, you know, of course you see the Padron videos, you see the
Yeah.
Davidoff videos, all that stuff, and they're all great.
They're great.
Nothing wrong with them. This is kind of the granddaddy of it all.
It is. Yeah.
So I'm excited to see it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. I won't.
I know it was at PCA.
I
and
didn't get to
a
see
chance
it.
to be there.
I didn't get to see it.
Oh, you didn't
So
go?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. You heard about my trip getting to PCA, right?
No, let's hear a little bit about that.
Oh man, it was a trip.
So PCA, if you don't know, it was in New Orleans this year.
Right. Yeah. First time in New Orleans,
Yep.
and which is great. The food's better.
Not the first
cheaper.
time. Not the first time. But
Correct.
first
you're
time
right.
in years.
First time in years. Yeah. What, like 10 years?
It's there again next year, and they're going to
Yeah,
be
then we go
rotating
back
every
to
2
New
years.
Orleans, yeah.
Yep.
Or Vegas? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, my daughter, my oldest daughter, it was her junior prom night, and I couldn't go early, and missed Friday, missed the debut of the video or the movie, and took her to have pictures taken for prom, and just literally left from that and jumped on a plane. Flew from there to Atlanta, landed like 9:20. No big deal. You know, it's an hour and 30-minute flight from there to NOLA.
Yeah.
9:40, plane, you know, got delayed. 10:20, another delay.
Oh no.
11:58. The gate steward, she was like, I think our flight's going to be canceled.
Oh.
I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, I think the flight's going to be canceled. I'm like, why? She goes, the co-pilot's not here. I'm like, oh, we're done. We're done.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
I have a 7 a.m. meeting in New Orleans.
Oh, jeez.
1 minute later, we want to let you know your flight is canceled. That's
Lovely.
all I needed to hear. And I took off. And Atlanta is, I'm a fat kid. I'm too short, fat, and slow to run, but I was running. So I ran all the way to the rental car places.
Oh, it's a
It's a
freaking
haul.
mile.
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
haul, yeah.
yeah.
So I'm like, smoker, you know?
Uh-huh.
And the first one, do you have any rental cars? Where are you going? New Orleans. All we have is EVs, 230-mile range. Next one, same deal. EV. Get all the way down to Avis, which is them. They have one car. 2025 Dodge Ram pickup truck.
Take it.
Great gas mileage.
8.2 miles, because it has a tow
Nice.
cap. 8.2 miles a gallon.
Nice.
$305 to rent this car just to get to New Orleans.
Yeah.
So I call my wife. I'm like, flight just got canceled. I got to rent a car. She goes, you're driving all the way? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I have to. So jump
Which
in.
a lot of people feel like that's like 20 hours. It's not that long of a drive. But it's
It's
still a good 8
8
hours.
hours?
It's 6 minutes and 6 hours and 4 minutes.
6 hours, okay,
If
okay.
you're
Because I mean, a lot of people will go like from Pensacola and over, and
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
Yeah.
You're another couple hours there.
bro, I was hauling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing the illegal stuff. So
Montgomery,
He was hoping for a
hit
Challenger
Montgomery
or a
and go
Mustang
south,
and
right?
not a-
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just one turn and just rock on, you know. And so I like drove 3 hours and stopped and got like 3 monsters and a pack of Starburst and some Twix.
Sugar-free
I'm like,
Haribo.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. No, not at all. And so I was just hauling, and I got in town, literally got into town, and the GPS died. Like, Waze died, Google Maps wouldn't work. And so I'm like old school in it, trying to find where. So I pull in, call the hotel. I'm like, where do I park? Because there's no parking. And so this young girl, little angel, she was like, I'll step out on the street and stand where you can park. And she moves like, you know, the barricades they put up for
Yeah.
Yeah.
races. She moves one. She goes, you can park right here. I'm like, well, how long can I park here? She goes, you're fine. I'm like, okay. You know, I'm not feeling too fine. And this is like at 5:50 in the morning.
Not even on the same property anymore.
Yeah. And no, it was like, it was 5:50. So I checked in and took a shower, laid down for 30 minutes, and got up and found the stale biscuit that they had for breakfast and had to go for my meeting, which worked out great. I had a car because Justo had hurt his back. And so we kept the car all day and just drove him around. It's a whole lot cheaper than Ubers. And then that night he looked at Trey and was like, bro, you got to go with him to the airport, take his car back. And so Justo and I had like this whole little thing. So getting down there sucked. Like, it was horrible.
Yeah.
You know, walking to meetings the next morning, and you're just like looking for
Zombified,
matchsticks.
yeah.
Yeah, trying to hold your eyes open with matchsticks. And then you're working. And, you know, PCA is not easy. You know, people
No.
think that it's a vacation. You know, enjoy your vacation. It's not.
No.
And it was a mile from one end to the other end of that hall. Like, it was not Vegas. It was a hike.
Oh, really?
It was a hike. I liked it better.
Yeah.
But it was a hike. You know, when you go next year, you have to use the app with the map. Like, you have to.
Yeah.
You can't. But it was a trip to get down there, man. Like, it was rough. But
I'm
no,
excited about
PCA
being
this
there.
year was good.
Yeah. I've heard everyone talk about how they really enjoyed it. And the thing is, I don't like Vegas. So I was so excited about being down in New Orleans
Yeah.
anyway, and I have some friends down there. I wanted to hang out with them. I really hated missing out. Every time, as soon as I decided we weren't going to go this year, I started seeing all the shit happening.
FOMO.
100%. And I'm like, oh my God, the freaking video is going to be Julio. Why the hell are
Yeah.
we not going? And I just had to make that decision. So next year we're going back.
Well,
do
I
it.
wasn't going to go.
Yeah.
Like, I was a hard no. Yeah, I couldn't leave here, couldn't leave the shop, couldn't leave the bar, couldn't leave our landscaping company. And, you know, my daughter's first prom. And then the ordinance changed.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, you know,
Kind of had to.
yeah, my phone, yeah, exactly. My phone started lighting up like, dude, if you don't get down here, like, your street cred is trashed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
get it,
and-
yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, you know, like I told Bill, I was like, I wanted to go, but I didn't want to go. And, you know, you don't have to go, but it's great to go to get the first look at everything.
Yeah.
FaceTime.
Yeah. And so, you know, I got down there, and every booth, you know, because I had, you know, I dual badge, went JRE and then Louisville Cigar Company. So I'm walking around with my Louisville Cigar Company, and everyone's like, dude, you're the dude that changed the ordinances. And it was every
You were a
booth.
celebrity, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. And
Yeah.
it was
That's awesome.
It kind of. I mean, it was cool. Like,
It's
I don't-
cool,
But
yeah.
I'm, you know me. I mean, I'm very humble. Like, I don't like spotlights.
Right. Yeah. I'm
This
with
is
you.
really weird for me, and you know, being in front of all the cameras for the news was really weird. But then it became like a whole different mantra for me. Like it again, like you and I spoke. You know, it's not for me. It's for everybody.
Yeah.
Like it. I mean, it's PCA from us retailers all the way down to consumers down. Like, and then I kind of hit a stride where it was like, this isn't just for me. And then
Right.
Glenn was like, dude, you opened Pandora's box. Like, here you are.
Yeah.
And then, you know, with the Aroa family, like, we are family, like,
Yeah.
100% family. Like, we go out to dinner,
Yep.
and, you know, I mean, did y'all know they're going to be here? Justo's going to be here for the 1st and 2nd of May, and then Trey's for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd for a derby party? Like, we're
Yeah,
doing
I
yeah.
saw that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're going to come down, hang out with me? Like,
I'd like
No,
to.
I got fever stuff this week. So.
yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
available.
Mike's a working
When are they coming down?
1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Okay.
Julio will be leaving the 2nd, but yeah, or Justo will be leaving the 2nd.
Hey,
Yeah.
Lisa.
Well, that'd be cool if we
Hey,
get Julio
Lisa.
in.
Whichever camera. Hey, Lisa.
Calling Lisa Boylan.
Yes, yes.
Lisa Boylan.
Might be a trip. Might be a
Yeah.
trip in our future here.
There you go. Come on down.
And Tam's
Like
yelling at me,
Thursday.
going, "No, you're not going."
You need another self care.
You do.
I really
You're looking
do.
a little rough, man. Like I think you need to come back.
I agree.
See, you heard it
You know,
here.
you're looking a little rough.
Yeah,
You need a few more days.
Yeah.
12.
12.
That's
I'm
it.
waiting to see if there's any response here on the chat.
It's coming.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, I don't know if she's on the chat or not. I think she was.
She's going to
18
side
minutes
text me
away,
over here and be
so-
like, Josh, you need to
You
shut
got to
up.
scream
Yeah.
first, and then she'll type.
Yeah. Remember when she used to like you, Josh?
Yeah, she did. I'm sorry, Lisa. Sorry.
What? Hey,
Sorry.
So, what do you think on the Cameroon? On transitions, as far as transitions go,
So I think the biggest transition I'm getting is it's just getting stronger.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, the pepper is picking up.
Yeah.
The retro is starting to bite back a little bit. Because I'm not like
Yeah, it is.
like I retro pretty consistently now, no problem. But I still am like it'll still get right, right into my nose.
Kind of
and-
picking up like a coffee kind of thing.
See, I thought I picked up something of that sweetness,
Molasses.
which was really
Yeah.
really
something-
interesting.
It's a
rich
It's like a
with it.
backstrap molasses flavor
Maybe
that you get
that's
off of
it,
that.
There you go. Yeah.
So and
That's
the
what I just
Corojo,
said.
you actually get the fermentation in the barns. Like you
Yeah.
get a little bit of that ammonia, not bite, but just that little bit of ammonia mouthfeel,
Yeah.
and it pushes well. And the one you guys got, it does have that black sap molasses. It almost has a little bit of a bourbon
Okay.
flavor
There's
that
something rich.
that I
Maybe
pull out
that's
of
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the
Like if
Maduro,
you scratch your tongue with your teeth, it kind of actually pulls that out. And that Maduro, I mean, it's just
it's almost coffee bean.
it is the cacao flavor
Yeah.
in the coffee that comes in that is second to none.
I can see molasses in there.
Yeah.
I can-
Yeah, there's a sweet hint, like tinge to it, but I'm getting a lot of the, I don't want to say chocolate, but like cacao or coffee bean.
Did you say
right off the
chocolate?
bat. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I said. I didn't want to say it, but yeah, the definite almost coffee bean in the back of the throat for sure.
Feels a little bit like a Fuminoche, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does, but it's similar but yet different. Like it's a standalone thing, but it still has like almost like a callback.
Does it
Really,
have
Mike? Really?
Does it have the strength of the Fuminoche? Like, I'm just curious. Like, Fuminoche to me, like, pretty strong.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I think it's
strong.
on par with that.
The retro, I don't think is actually that as harsh as the Feminoche on the retro.
You're just soft when you smoke a Fumo. They're not rough on the retro.
So the retro on this one is actually picking up in
it
strength.
does. It gets strength. Yeah, you
Spice,
get down
strength.
like that. It
Starts tingling the nose on
I
the
was gonna say,
spice
I almost
level.
had like it went straight up into my eyes and almost like a little bit
It
of.
did light me
you
up,
got a
too,
gray
yeah.
streak right here
I
now.
know, it got a little. It's kind of like that horseradish when it hits you like right up
Yeah.
in your sinus. It kind of
It's punchy, yeah.
I
and
think
it was
it-
not that at the beginning, by the way, at all. It
I think
totally
part of it
went.
with these cigars are there's so much more filler because it's a bigger ring gauge
Yeah.
that I feel like that you're getting the best parts of the tobacco from the JRE farm.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
And
look
you're
at the
getting
end
that-
of it.
you're
It
getting
has
more
the cookie of the Fuminoche.
It does.
Yeah.
Like
But
if you look at the end of them, like the blend and mix it's there.
it's awesome. So I mean, this is one of those cigar. All three of them, it sounds like, are going to be cigars that if you're traditionally not smoking Aladino because a lot of their stuff comes out a little bit milder, which some of their stuff does. A lot of that comes down to that Julio and Justo like milder cigars.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sells more.
fine. And it does sell
Yeah.
more. But these are going to be for someone that likes a little bit more kick, a little bit more strength, and just a little bit more complexity to it.
I mean, our
complex.
Patron
love it.
smokers buy our Fuminoches every day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
these will stand up in
I
that
think
market.
they will.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, have y'all had the box presses yet?
I was just about to bring that
I
up.
have, yeah,
Yeah.
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 I didn't
Tell
get a
them,
bunch
tell
of
them
them.
about those.
So those box presses are stellar. If you're familiar with the blends, you're not familiar with the box presses. I mean, they're the same blends, but that box press changes the
It does.
profile of that cigar 100%. Like
Yes. intensifies the flavors.
it does, and,
yeah.
and why that does that, I don't know.
I don't know.
I wish I knew. You know,
Science.
I guess I need to dive into that so I can teach people more about that. But those box presses, I'm a box press guy all day long.
I like 'em
and
too.
I tell you what, if we could box press a Fuminoche,
Ooh.
yeah, exactly. So you hear me, yeah.
As strong as it is, it would kick it up another notch.
It would be all day long. It would
Yeah.
be that cigar that people just. Do y'all remember the College Toronto box press?
the 18. What do they call that one? What was the number on that one? I know what you're talking about, though.
The one that was like white chocolate
Yes,
truffle.
yes.
That was a great cigar.
Yes,
Great
it was.
cigar. It was not a great cigar in a tubo. That box press changed that cigar. It was like the 9000 S's.
Yeah.
You know, those were just such a strong, good forward cigar.
Well, it's like the Padron 26 is one of my favorite cigars
Correct.
of all time. But then they have the tubos that are round.
And they get lost.
I don't like them
They
as
get
much.
lost.
They tend to be a little too loose on the draw. They're a little bit flaky. But the flavor is not holding up to the box press
Yeah.
at all.
I really want to take a box of Fuminoches and box press them
Let's do it.
just to see what we get.
I'm in.
You know,
do it.
I think it'd be great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We'll mail some back to Houston and be like, here.
Here, do
Do
this.
this.
Fix this.
Yeah, we
More
had
of this.
when the box
Sorry.
press when that box press pack came out, we bought several of those and they sold out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Didn't get a lot. And any of you guys that actually bought those, give me some feedback of your thoughts on them because if we get good feedback, I'm obviously going to be bringing them back.
Yeah, there's some lounges that are actually opening them up and putting the non-box press behind them, so
Yeah.
you can try the difference in
Compare.
them. Yeah,
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Do a
It's
sample
an
pack
awesome
of each.
idea.
Good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
yeah. I forgot, Trey, if you're watching, text in who's doing that. I don't remember which lounge is doing that. But
Probably Daniel down in Texas.
I
That
think
sounds
it
like
might be
something he
Daniel
would do.
doing it.
Yeah,
because he bought a bunch more back at PCA.
Daniel pushes a lot of cigars out of his place. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, we've sold 2,000 sticks of Aladino in 4 months.
Jesus.
It happens fast. It happens fast.
Yeah. Well, that's good. It's good for you guys.
By the way, cocktail was amazing.
That was
Yeah,
incredible.
killer.
That was absolutely
And
fantastic.
I was
next month's
expecting the
quota is
very
3,000.
bottom of it to be like a spice bomb. It was perfect all the way through, but the last finish was just like all the spices there, but no kick. It was just
Right.
like all flavor.
Good.
Really, really nice.
I layered it. I layered it.
Well done, buddy. Well done.
Kudos to you.
Yes.
In the mix
Yes.
and on top.
So how you guys doing on your cigar? You want to get to the next one or?
Yeah,
Almost.
why don't we pay a bill real quick?
Oh yeah, we
Yep.
probably need
Let's
to
do
do
it.
that. Let's do that. And I'll
Commercial
get-
time.
Hold on. Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on. Everyone, hold on.
Go.
Calling all dog lovers, say hello to Spencer Lee's, offering freeze-dried pet treats, crafted with care and bursting with flavor. Spencer Lee's treats are the ultimate reward for your four-legged friend. Made from single ingredients and freeze-dried to perfection, these treats are packed with all the goodness your pup craves. Be sure to visit Spencer Lee's on Facebook or Instagram for updates and website information.
There you go. Spencer Lee's.
And we're
Spencer
back.
Lee's, thank
If
you.
you're waiting on orders for me, I'm sorry. I ran out of packaging. So
Here's
it
two.
showed up today. So when I get home today, I have to do more
You got yours?
packaging. So
He's got
I don't
I
have
got
one
mine.
yet.
Yeah,
Oh, that is mine. Okay. I thought we didn't have enough over there.
Nah, I handed
yeah, I got to stock you guys up, Rob. I got more treats coming.
What's that? I'm sorry.
The treats.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I,
yes.
I ran out of packaging and
Hey,
So-
at least you're selling. That's great.
yeah,
do
Minnesota
also,
put in
uh,
a huge order.
Do
Good for
also
them.
want to shout out Harris Hoosier Park as
Shout out.
always,
Yes.
a great
As well, yeah.
sponsor of ours. We
Awesome.
appreciate you. We'll be out there watching some racing soon.
We will
and
be.
Trace Tetrick had a killer night last night.
He's had a killer season
Yeah,
already.
Was
9
it-
starts, 3 wins, 3 places, and a show. So
Who was
for
it that hit their
congratulations to
4,000th career win last week?
DeLong.
Trace.
DeLong.
DeLong did.
DeLong
yeah.
did, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
John DeLong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's
Technically,
killing it.
Josh, you horse racing at all?
Dude, I'm all about sports, man. I'm the biggest sports fan.
We know better. I mean,
Shenanigans.
technically, I guess horse racing is technically a sport.
Horse racing is a
You
sport.
just asked a
Kinda,
guy
but-
with Louisville in the name of his company if he
that's
knows
why-
anything about horse
I
racing.
am
That's
the
why I
most
asked.
Googleable company in Louisville, man.
Yeah.
That was like so the company name. Man, I went through all kinds of names like the Rise of the Phoenix because I knew what we were going to do.
Oh, this is the perfect name. Come on, dude. Come on.
I know. So I was actually, I think I was actually bush hogging at our farm, and literally went through my travels to figure out. Like when I travel, I always Google the city and cigar lounges. Like, why would I not make my number one Google our company name?
The name of this, yeah.
Yeah. And then I have some historical photos of the tobacco auction warehouse company in Louisville. And it was, I think, it'd take me forever to find them, but it was like the Louisville Tobacco Warehouse Company. I'm like, why would we not pay homage to the history of it with the
Of
Louisville
tobacco in
Cigar
Louisville,
Company?
yeah.
Yeah. And just kind of rolled in with that. And, you know, I called my wife or texted her, and she's like, yeah, I don't know if I like it. Like, well, I like it. It fits.
Sorry about you, honey.
I will give her mad
We
props.
see
though.
how that went. No.
Yeah, right, yeah. I know. I'll give her props. I picked the front color for the building and did the landscaping. She did everything else. She picked all the furniture, all the colors. And honestly, Lisa, this is for you. So I'm talking directly to you. When you and I spoke at the lounge and I asked you how to build a lounge, you told me to get the ladies involved.
Yep.
Because if they feel comfortable, they'll feel comfortable letting their husbands and boyfriends go there and not have to worry about them. So I took your advice 100% to heart. So I
And the
cannot wait for
ladies
you
will
to get
feel
here.
comfortable to come.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I cannot thank you enough for that advice. It was so priceless to me. And, you know, everybody that comes here legitimately feels comfortable and safe. And we tried, and I hope that we did you right by that. So can't wait for you to come to our house and enjoy it. But yeah, Steph knocked it out of the park with everything she did here.
On that point, we actually were talking to a couple of the ladies that were here Repeal Day.
Yeah.
And that's one of the first things they brought up.
No
is
kidding, really?
How comfortable it felt for them to be here.
Good.
And the decor. The lady was walking around and she's like, I started picking up the stuff in the bathroom and looking to see where they got it because I liked it. And that cracked me up, you know, because I never thought of doing that. I was like, oh, that's cool. And I just walk away. I don't go over, oh, look, where'd they get this at?
Yeah.
You know, but
I got a pat.
to your point, that is a big ordeal that the few women that we talked to that were here that night specifically pointed out how comforting it was, and
That's
they
awesome.
felt welcome.
That's cool.
Good.
So yeah, right off the bat. walk
Good.
in the door.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was harassed most of the day.
Well, that was
It's because
Scott, though.
all the hair.
Very uncomfortable. Everyone
gotta-
wanted to touch my face.
Pretty
Yeah.
face.
It
You
was
are
so
pretty.
weird.
You are pretty.
Well, we are the Cigar Bash 2025
We
cornhole
are.
champions.
I got the picture
Oh,
because I put it on there.
I'm really
Oh, that's the
aggravated that
horse.
y'all don't have Final Third like beard oil. Like I'm waiting for this to.
I do. I have it. I do have it at the shop.
All right, here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see my picture at least of my impeccable form for cornhole.
okay. Your rainbow form. He
Hey,
was throwing
that
it
shit
20
fucking
feet in
worked.
the air.
He said it worked.
He sailed it 20 feet in the air. We were worried he was going to start hitting birds.
I had no idea I was good at cornhole.
Yeah.
Like I haven't played in years.
We literally walked
cornhole
down
over
there.
here.
Yeah, I mean, holy shit! Like
Somebody's
3
like,
or
hey,
4
there's
games,
cornhole
like-
boards. You guys want to play? We're like, oh, why not? We're already live aided. Let's go for it.
Are you a lobber? Or are you a slinger? Or what are you?
No.
I tried all of
lucky.
it.
He just throws.
I tried all of it. I went underhand, I went over, I went behind the back.
He threw it behind his back
I
once.
did. Almost made it in the pond.
And yeah.
So yeah, it was a good
Solid.
time. but
Undefeated cornhole champs. We
Undefeated.
went 3 rounds in 3 different groups, and we won every single time.
Yeah, it was nuts, man. It was a
so,
good time.
so we did. Okay, so we are smoking now the Sumatra,
Sumatra.
from Aladino. We both have it at our shops. Another cigar that I think is outside of the traditional Aladino branding, but really good. A little bit more full bodied than a lot of their stuff, but a fantastic cigar. A lot of people don't like Sumatras, but when you get into the dark Sumatras, they
Yeah.
just taste great.
Well, that
We're-
fermentation's so right on this.
It is. It is.
Like I mean, I think we flip it 4 times a
Yeah.
day
Yeah.
to get it right. I mean,
Yep.
most people don't. So if you don't know about JRE and we don't use thermometers and temp sensors in our Polones. Like it's all hand checked the old Cuban world way, and
They literally put
they
tags
yeah
through the
Through the
pillow
bales, yeah.
to get you an idea of what the temperature was at what time and all that
Yeah.
stuff all the way down the line.
And I'm telling you what, when you guys are ever at the farm, you will see it. You will see someone go into the fermentation Polone room, and they will check a Polone and realize that it's getting too hot, and it is all hands on deck. Like everything else goes dead, and they have dozens of people come in there and start ripping burlap off and pulling the bale bindings off, and they are flipping that stuff to get it right. Because minutes matter in
Oh, for
consistency.
sure.
They
Like
do,
it's
yeah.
insane how quick they can move this stuff down. And if you don't understand what it is, I mean, there's a huge picture in there with it, and we can show a picture at some point in time. But it's a huge oval, and they're 2.5 foot tall by 8 foot by about 6 foot, and there's 3 rows or 2 rows from inside. 2 rows? Yeah, 2 rows.
2 rows, yeah.
In circles, and the inside rows have to come to the outside. The bottom has to come to the top.
Yeah.
And they do that so fast. They can deconstruct and construct one in a matter of minutes, and they pull each hand of tobacco. So handing of tobacco, remember that, we'll talk about that in a second. They'll pull each hand of tobacco out and shake it to fluff it and lay it back down without damaging these leaves of tobacco, without bruising them,
breaking them,
and redo that.
Yeah.
And they will do that 2 or 3 times a day to make sure this temperature of fermentation is consistent.
Yep.
And a testament to that is our Candela.
Yeah.
The Candela that we make.
Love the Candela.
You don't want that over ferment.
No, it's so good. I mean, you lose all of the chlorophyll in it if you over ferment it. I mean, it's just such a gorgeous mint color that comes out. But the handing of tobacco. So years ago, here's some Kentucky and Carolina history of tobacco. Years ago in Burley tobacco production, you didn't have the big tobacco sticks with the big spikes on it. So you would go out in the fields like they do in Central America and pull the primings off, and they would get a handful of it, and they would take a leaf off, and they would tie that and loop it, and that was a hand of tobacco, and that hung over the sticks before they stalk cured tobacco. That's why we do have a definition of stalk cured versus hand cured tobacco.
Yeah.
And so that is what a hand of tobacco is. It's as much you get in a hand, and I think it was 12 leaves, 11 in the 12th. But they were skilled. Like, that one leaf that wrapped that hand had to be done in a way that it didn't ruin that hand.
Yeah.
And I actually have a photo of my grandfather when he was 16 years old with a gentleman. They're inspecting tobacco on our farm, and I'm going to have it retouched and put in here.
Hell yeah.
And it just goes to show, I mean, how many hands touch tobacco the process? Like, I mean, people.
There's no way to even measure it, really. I mean, people say 300, 400. It's probably even a lot more than that.
Probably?
Yeah. By the way, anybody that's in the lounge that is in there watching this right now, to the left of the TV, you'll see one of those pylons in there, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about.
You say that such like an Indiana guy. Pylon.
Pylon.
It's not a race.
What's it?
Pylon.
Pylon. I'm not. You know. Pylon.
Say pelote.
Bale. Bale.
No.
I know.
We're not telling Burley here.
Pilon. That's
Pilon.
it. Pilon.
Say
Pilon.
Criollo.
Yeah, whatever.
Criollo.
Criollo.
Trigger words.
Criollo.
How do you say Granada?
Smooth.
That's
Four.
That was good.
that was well placed. That was a good one. Yeah.
So, Mr. Master over there,
Yes.
tell us about what we're drinking.
Yep.
Yes.
Green apples.
I'm thinking we're drinking. I didn't even look at it. We're drinking a rye, right?
This
Yeah.
is
This is
Michter's
the, toast
barrel proof.
Barrel strength.
You just gave him like the Cliff Notes.
I
Yeah.
said barrel. I
See
knew
that.
we were
Testing
drinking. I
him.
assumed
Oh.
it was barrel strength rye, but I didn't see the label.
Rob peed
Sorry,
in it.
I screwed it.
Is it? Am I right? Is it a rye or is it a?
Yes, this is
toasted
the
bourbon?
barrel strength rye.
It's 209 proof.
This one's killer. We picked this up in December. This is the newest release that was released, last week?
Something like it, yeah.
We had, when Scott and I came down in December, we got a 2-pack. It was the bourbon and the rye. And it was, man, these are killer. But you're right. This
they're
is
awesome.
This is green apple all the
I
way.
haven't been able
It
to
is.
buy this
Jen
except for that.
loves this one.
I mean, I used to drink this all the time 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you just walked into
Can't
any
find
liquor
it,
store and no problem.
Michter's is doing some great stuff now.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I've loved them for a long time.
We should have
they've
brought the
been great.
Buzzard Roof cigar rye.
We can. I got a bottle of that back at the shop that I think we've all tried on the show.
Thanks,
Do you
Bill.
have buzzard shrews?
I don't have it on the bar. I've got it in the back room.
Oh, okay.
I got it in the magic room.
In the special magic room.
Magic
I
room,
like your
yeah.
magic room.
I
Behind
got
the
a
freezer.
cigar, a batch rye of theirs that
My magic room is
Evergreen. Is Evergreen the liquor store down here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They did a pick
Yeah.
with them, and it's really good.
This
Can't
newest
remember
one we
the
got is the
one.
one that was illegal in a few states. Like, it got allocated, and because it's aged in, I think it's aged in barrels that they like Perique tobacco in. and you can't do that in certain states, so they had to pull the allocations back.
Oh wow.
And they called us and were like, hey, we have these bottles that just hit because they weren't available for a long time.
Yeah.
And our reps were like, you want them? Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, why would we not want it? Like, you know, if
Hold
it's
on, let
got
me think
smoke in
about
the
it.
name
I'll
or
get
cigar
back
in the
here.
name and the Louisville Cigar Company, like, we have to have it.
Yeah.
You know? But
Right.
So this Sumatra is crazy. I mean, the cold draw before I lit it was just cocoa.
Dude, they're awesome.
Hey,
I smoke these all the
Oh, I
time.
know.
So there's your
Like, you
cigar
have this
rye,
shit.
Buzzed Roost, cigar rye,
That's
straight red
105 proof.
whiskey, 105.
Fact,
I think it's the same bottle I may have back at home. So
the
we'll look
guy
at that.
that helps create the barrels was in yesterday, oddly enough. And he was talking about they actually use a Drew Estate tobacco to smoke those barrels to put that in.
and
Oh, wow.
That's for the Pappy
Wow.
ones, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the Pappy Perique tobacco that
Perique.
goes in that barrel.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so like the Preaked, the Arrow, that's all fire cured. That's what they use.
Say
Very cool.
Hero.
Very cool.
Lajero.
Yeah, I don't.
Ah,
Ah.
Lagero.
Ligero.
Arrow.
Figaro.
That's what I
Figaro.
What do you have? We had some other notes from yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah. And I'll
Oh,
have,
we had a bunch. We had the question of the day we can hit real
Oh
quick.
yeah, let's do that.
Are we
So-
doing that now? Fuck it, we'll do it now.
We have to
Yeah.
answer it.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the question today was, if you could do only one, would you rather have a good pour of bourbon or your favorite stick?
Would you rather drink a cigar or smoke a bourbon?
Yeah. That's how it was.
That's
That's
how
how
it was
it was-
actually phrased.
Well, we were all
Yesterday,
drunk.
yeah.
So.
I don't.
Yesterday,
I don't
that's
dip
how
my
it was.
cigar in anything. So
No, so yeah, it's what if you had to choose between the two, would you rather have a pour whiskey or smoke a cigar?
You can only
for the
do
rest of
one
my
or
life,
you-
like we have
No,
to
just
go.
for that day.
Just
if
for
you
that-
only
just
had
that
time,
time.
if you only had like time and the ability for one or the other.
A cigar all day long because I can make a cigar last for 2.5 hours. A drink of
Exactly.
bourbon is like minutes.
Me too. That's me too.
That's fair.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I have to agree. I think I'm going
Yeah.
cigar.
I mean, this is the
I still don't know.
dude. This is a vacation.
Yeah.
This is
It
a 2-hour
is.
vacation.
Oh, you're
This-
absolutely right. Yeah,
Hey,
I mean that's
Like, and if people don't like smoke, you have like a people repellent.
This is
Yeah.
meditation.
Well,
my
the other thing
mother-in-law-
about this is too,
me.
you don't have to drink bourbon with it. You can have a soda. You can do whatever. You can drink water, and you can still enjoy your cigar.
Or you can have that bourbon soda that they're talking about.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Those
You
are
didn't say
fucking
anything about a
dangerous, by the
can.
way.
they are dangerous.
yeah, they're fucking dangerous.
I'm really upset you didn't bring me some. Like, I thought we were friends.
None of them survived.
You couldn't have like got
I
drunk
mean-
enough to bring one. Like,
Man
here, hold on.
down.
Yeah, for some
Don't
reason,
baby bird
I
him.
thought we
I'm not a
really-
pigeon. I
I
need
thought we
none of
needed
that.
a 4-pack, like right as the fireworks are going off, and you know the event's ending. I go and buy a 4-pack of them,
And those were gone.
and they were gone. We just drank them. Like, okay, we got 5 minutes.
I don't think they lasted the fireworks display.
No, I
Again,
don't think
saw
they
you.
did.
I saw you try to walk in, and my sidewalk is
I'm-
not
I'm
there.
telling you, it's yeah. I'm on the struggle bus today. I
Welcome
guess.
to Louisville, bro. This is how we do it.
Yeah, and I got to drive for like 5.5 hours after
Yeah.
this. I'm heading over to Topeka for tomorrow.
Jeez.
Yeah. I got to be in Topeka at 11 a.m. Central Time tomorrow, so that's gonna be fun.
Nah, that's fine. You got an extra
Yeah.
hour on that one.
So there,
Right,
there was-
exactly. That's the benefit. Is I
good.
do have the extra hour.
So there were a bunch of talking points yesterday, some of which I'm not going to repeat.
Oh, come on.
Good shout out to Colton Keiss that was out there that normally performs in Nashville at Roberts. He was out there doing the music in between the
Yeah.
door prizes and the giveaways.
was fantastic.
Killed it. Did an
Yeah.
awesome
Nice.
job.
Yeah, he did Tyler Childers, the Virgie song.
Oh, he was doing
Yeah. He did a
Earl.
bunch.
He was
Yeah,
doing Hank Williams. He was doing all
Yeah.
kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
Grant
cool.
would have
He was
been
great.
in heaven.
Yeah, Grant would have loved
Yeah,
it.
it was Grant.
But Grant never comes, so.
No.
We did talk about Flat Grant yesterday.
Yeah, we did talk about Flat Grant.
That came
Hey,
up in
so
conversation.
We gotta stop taking Flat Grant anywhere. He just needs to start showing up.
Yeah,
Take his
now
place.
now he just needs to go.
That's you, Grant. We're talking to
Firework
you.
display.
We'll still call you Flat Grant.
Scott's going to have to step his game up after the fireworks display.
Wow, that was spectacular.
I knew you'd have a good
I
time
got to
with
get a
that.
whole new control system.
Water launch fireworks. I mean,
He's
come
just
on.
over
Really?
there.
They had
Yeah.
fireworks
He had-
launching on the water.
He had a stringer that
was
shot out, and we're like,
incredible.
oh, one went off on the ground. The next thing you know, they're coming up out of the water.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was a misfire.
We thought it was a ground fire.
Yeah,
and
no,
it turned
it
out it was
shot
a
it
stringer,
out.
and then they shot
Okay.
off out of the water.
It was so fucking
wow.
cool.
It was amazing.
Where was this at?
Was it
South
the-
Park Country
South
Club.
Park Country
Yeah.
Club.
Oh,
This was
yeah,
the
so one-
Derby
yeah.
City Cigar Bash.
Okay, so the Altavis rep was in here the day
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
doing his meetings and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, they were
Yeah,
out
he's a
there.
cool dude.
Who else was out there? They had McAuliffe, Crown Heads,
General
Ironworks,
Altavis,
Espinoza.
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 think that's it.
No, there was, I think, 6 or 7 of them there.
Crown Heads.
Crown Heads was
Forged?
there.
Something for
Crown Heads,
Forged.
Forged, Altadis, General, Espinoza, McAuliffe.
That might have been it.
I think that was it.
Man, I
that
was
it.
so busy, I
7.
did not even know that was
No
going
Oliva?
on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oliva
Oliva was there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oliva was the
Oliva.
first one.
Oliva,
Fucking
yeah.
First one in line. Yeah.
Well, that
Not
was,
Dwayne, though. Dwayne
Not
doesn't
Dwayne.
cover Kentucky. Yeah.
that was funny, though, that somebody
Lee?
wasn't invited, and Mike made
Was
sure
Lee?
he knew about it.
I don't remember who the rep is down here.
Lee Whitaker?
It might be Lee.
If Lee was
it
in town, it didn't.
Shout
Lee-
out Tommy Klein.
Yeah.
No,
don't.
come on. He was in here the other day too.
So it was funny because he was heading to St. Louis
That's
on
what-
Thursday.
That's
Yeah.
what we were
And so
referencing.
We're walking out the door, and I'm like, "Hey, man, are you going to the cigar bass?" He was like, "I don't know what that is." I was like, "So you weren't invited?"
Yeah, that was funny. You're like, we want to invite you next year.
I was like,
but you didn't even invite me.
I mean, I figured you knew it.
I didn't know about it. I was so busy, I didn't know. I heard
it.
You wouldn't
I
be able
really
to
thought
go
Tommy was going to
anyway.
be there, though.
You failed me as a friend.
Rob could have been your spouse.
You were
pass.
100% getting sugar-free Horobos now.
Joke's on you, buddy. I like those.
Joke's on you. I'll put them in your cocktail.
Oh, is
That's
that what
right.
that was?
I
That's
roofied
right.
you.
He loves diarrhea.
I don't know what it is, but I go to Louisville Cigar Company, get a cocktail, and I have the flaming shits. I don't know what's going on.
The cocktails are fire.
On both
I-
ends.
I bet. I really thought Tommy was going, though, because I feel like he was there last year, maybe.
I don't know.
And
Remember, I wasn't in this game last year.
that's true.
For being the new OG, that's a weird. Like, think about that. Been in it
Yeah.
for 20 years, and I'm the
Still
new guy.
the new guy.
You're a new
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh.
Well, you'll have to come out next year because it's a great time.
Yeah.
It was
Mike's-
Are you
awesome.
going to invite me?
Hopefully,
Yes.
Yeah, we'll invite
You'll be
you.
my
Okay,
plus
thank you.
Well,
I will be your
oh.
plus one.
Yeah, I'll get you
No,
the
no,
spouse
no.
ticket.
We'll go together as a couple. It'll
There
be
you go.
great.
I like it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
you
Lisa.
know you both have wives, right?
Well, yeah, they could come too.
The other thing was trownie portion size.
Yeah, that became a significant discussion.
That was a huge conversation.
They had giant chocolate chip cookies to
Like
start with,
Casitos.
and then you got this tiny little sliver of a brownie as the option. And everybody was so mad that the brownie was small, and these guys are walking around with massive cookies.
I feel like you should have at least like a 2x2 minimum, maybe a 3x3 minimum.
Should be a spatula
I
wide.
think you should take a rocks glass, and that's the size of your brownie.
That's a
There you
good
go.
call.
Fair.
I'd be down with that.
And I'll take all the
brookie.
triangle bits in between.
Yeah, it's a brownie
Yeah.
cookie.
Yeah.
Food was
So,
good. I mean,
so
it's
here's
part
one
of
for
it,
you.
but-
Do you eat your brownies room temperature, warm, or frozen?
Depends on the brownie.
I mean, I would say
All
Typically,
brownies. Stop being
well,
so
frozen.
persnickety with them.
I'm typically like room temperature.
Yeah.
If you haven't ate a brownie frozen, freeze them because they don't freeze solid. They freeze like hard fudge.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Well, that's why I said depends on the
Okay.
brownie, because if you got
I've
a
never
fudge
tried
brownie,
that.
then it makes
Yeah.
sense because then
Sounds
it's
like a
nice.
good
and
idea.
So we have
consistent.
this debate at work sometimes. Is a brownie chocolate or is it something different? You can't say that brownie is chocolate flavored. Like, it's a brownie. It's more,
It's technically
baked
made
chocolate.
with
It's made with
chocolate.
chocolate.
but it's more
Yeah.
fudge
No, you can
than it
have
is
blonde
chocolate,
brownies
right? Like,
that aren't
Yeah,
chocolate.
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
But it's
like-
white chocolate, isn't it?
No,
But white chocolate is
No.
not chocolate.
No,
correct.
it's not.
Yeah, it's he uses like
marzipan.
It was,
It's Play-Doh.
when I learned
Yeah.
that, I was
Brown.
so sad because I love white chocolate. I learned that. I'm like, God damn, it's not chocolate.
It can still be chocolate for you.
It is. It is for me.
Just for you.
Yeah, just for you.
Just for me.
Leave it to the non-dairy guy to love chocolate.
Right.
So I want to call out a new, well, I don't know how new it is now, but bar restaurant in Noblesville. Becky and I stopped in there last night. Courthouse Club.
Courthouse.
Ty,
Oh.
remember Ty, the bourbon guy?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Ty had
Shout out Ty.
mentioned- Shout out Ty. Ty had mentioned he had been in there doing some things with them. We went in, man, their cocktails are insane.
Cool.
I had 2 cocktails, right? All right, first one, dirty martini,
Okay.
but it was a blue cheese fat washed vodka
Ooh.
that was in freaking sane.
Okay.
The second one was a Manhattan bacon
Manhattan.
fat washed rye.
Yeah.
I saw that picture of that one.
Yeah, now we're
With
talking.
bacon and a Luxardo accompaniment. They, I'm like mind blown.
What's the name of it
Mouse
again?
watering now.
Courthouse.
Courthouse.
Yeah,
Courthouse.
so you gotta go check them out.
Okay.
So like a trip.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
I was
went
just
to,
talking with one of our mixologists last night about a blue cheese wash dirty Manhattan or
Dude.
dirty martini.
Yeah.
But shout out to Kebab House next door. We're going to go eat there later.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
They have this amazing Mediterranean like hot sauce, which is a paste, and we put that in our dirty martini.
Oh.
Oh, that
It's
sounds
so good.
Okay.
But I'm like, we need to bring in blue cheese and double strain this martini through the blue cheese to pull the fat and the funk out of it, which goes really well with this cigar.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So I have an interesting tale from the road. I'm in the middle of a work trip. And
Oh, you're
there you
nice.
go. So I was in St. Louis all week and then came straight here, and I go straight back. So I've been gone from my house for like 13 straight days.
Oof.
Yeah, it's rough. But I check into my hotel. I was staying at the Union Station. It's a Hilton Curio thing, downtown St.
Yeah.
Louis. Great hotel. Great, you walk in and it's like it's the train station, right? So you walk in, it's this huge open room. The bar is on the back wall. That's the lobby. And there's all these people taking photos.
I remember now. All right, all right.
Like,
Of you?
no, not of me.
Nope.
That's good.
No, not of me. Turns out it was this conference going on there called Shutterfest. And so it's nothing but professional photographers or people that want to be professional photographers. And they got classes and everything.
Was Mike there?
Mike was not. Mike didn't even know
I
about
didn't-
this.
He didn't get invited.
He didn't even know what this
It
was.
sucks, doesn't it? It sucks, doesn't it, Mike? Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Just teed it right up. Teed it right up. Damn it. So I walk in, it's just like beautiful people with, minimal clothing
Not you.
on everywhere. Not me, no.
Okay.
Definitely not me. You kidding? No, and I'm like
If it
the
was
next
outside,
day,
you'd have
I
minimal
got there
clothing.
Monday
Right,
night,
yeah.
and so I'm like, okay, well, this is kind of crazy. And Tuesday, I'm leaving to go do my work stuff, and I'm in the elevator, and somebody's, a couple people come in, and they're like, you going to the rave tonight? And they're like, oh, hell yeah, I'll be at the rave tonight. And I'm thinking, wow, there's a rave going on? All right. And I'm out having drinks and everything with my boss, and I come back to the hotel thinking, I wonder where this rave's going to be.
Right
It's
there
in the fucking
everywhere.
lobby.
Nice.
It's in the lobby. I
So
walk
Scott's the old
into a
creepy
rave.
guy in the corner watching the
Oh,
rave.
trust me. As far as old creepy guys
It was
go,
prom
I didn't
21
even come
years ago.
close.
Oh, good,
Okay,
good.
yeah, I didn't come
You were
close
the
at all
normal
because photographers is a mixed batch, right?
True,
You're
true.
gonna get some. So I'm like,
You didn't
well,
finish the sentence. What word was
no,
that?
no, I'm just letting that one go. I'm letting that one go. So I walk in, I'm like, well, screw it, I'm going to the bar, right? I'm gonna hang out. And I became something of a little mini celebrity because I'm apparently the only guy staying in the hotel that is not there for Shutterfest.
So you were the
And
most
everybody
interesting man
thought
in the
that
room.
was like hilarious.
Yeah.
So they're just all asking like, "Oh, what do you think? Isn't this crazy? I can't believe you're staying here." That. It was wild. And let me tell you, it was a rave. Apparently, they all had to get like in the keynote. They said, "Oh, by the way, at the rave, please make sure that you do cover your parts because it's
Okay.
been an issue." And the hotel has actually had to come back because I guess this was like the 14th year or something at the hotel.
You would think after 14 years they would have had that ironed out.
You'd think
Yeah.
so,
Like
but
they would have bought the license or whatever they needed to
This was a
something.
Let it
paparazzi
go.
convention.
Just let it
as
go.
well.
Yeah.
It kind of,
Yeah.
I mean, there was people in like wedding gowns, but then there's people in like bikinis, and it was.
So in other
should-
words,
I
And
mean,
someone's
you
going
were
then,
back
of course,
next year.
yeah. Oh, I'm absolutely.
So
I'm
here's
scheduling
the
trip,
real
yeah.
question.
No question.
What did you wish you were in?
What do you mean? Like what I was wearing? Or?
Yeah, what did you wish you
wanted
actually
combat
wore?
boots,
Probably-
a tutu.
Oh goodness.
I heard it was a thong you had on backwards that still fit.
Hey. Wow.
Damn.
I was thinking tube top is what I was thinking for you.
Tube top?
You gotta go tube top.
No,
Well, we got the
I
denim
think
Speedo guy right
Yeah, I
here.
mean,
Oh, the Dems.
Oh yeah.
True. I think I would have done like
Borat.
It happened.
not
It's
Borat.
better than corduroy because you run it starts fires.
I would have gone the outfit that the girl wears in Fifth Element. They put those straps on her after they like
Multi-pass.
rebuild her, and she's just got like just
Straps covering things. Yeah.
I'm like, I could do that.
The Borat mankini would have been epic.
That would have been
Yeah.
solid.
Should have walked out with like pasties or something.
Dude, I was just in casual business
Rob
attire.
Final Third
and-
stickers on his.
Your shirt unbuttoned with a yellow fizzy in your hand.
Right, that would have been
Yeah.
about perfect. That would have been a good call. But
Checkered
yeah, it was.
shirt.
It was.
My eyes water. I'm laughing so hard.
So my only question is, how many of these ravers are coming to the
to the 500.
500 festival?
They're coming to buy humidors.
I'm sure you invited a lot of people to
Oh,
it.
dude, yeah, you kidding me? They had Elijah Craig barrel proof, and I think I had about 4 of those.
We're gonna have
That
Klaus
hurt.
from Germany drinking out of the Eagle Rare liter bottle.
Ring the bell.
It was quite a trip.
So
This is a public service announcement, and it's 100% true.
gosh.
If
Here we
you
go.
come to the event at the 500, get there
The carb
early.
day.
Yes,
You,
carb
you
days
don't
get
want
there
the
early.
afternoon floaties.
You do not want floaties.
No.
The
Is that like
earlier
the
the
water
better.
on Bourbon Street?
Everybody has to drink out of the Eagle Rare, the big
Liter.
liter bottles.
So for
Yeah,
carb
liter
day,
and a half.
he's
So you
in
know
the
what?
campground right next to the speedway, and carb day they set up and do the podcast live there in the all morning. And anybody that comes by or comes into the campsite, it's required you hit the Eagle Rare bottle right
From
out
the
of the
bottle.
bottle
Okay.
And ring the bell.
and ring the bell.
And ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
So
Cattle call.
the later you get there, the more there may be in the bottle.
We
Yes.
need more cowbell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
more
that
scalp.
bottle
I mean-
gets drank that day. Like,
You're talking
crack.
to a guy who has like done DOS boot in Charlie's Bar in Nicaragua.
There you go.
So,
Okay,
I mean,
so
like
you're good. Yeah.
And there was 13 countries there. There's 3 dudes from USA, and we won. And
Right
the
on.
first 2 kegs are refrigerated, the rest are not. Like
Ooh.
Tonya beer hot is not,
Yeah.
it's not
It's
good.
not a good time.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, actually,
You know when
said,
Charlie brings it like a water hose out and
Yeah.
sets it in the middle of the bar, and he goes, "If you throw up, you clean it up." Like that's how that goes down. Like
Jeez.
there's pictures, but we don't show.
So yeah, you get about 100,000 people at the track for carb day. That's just for practice and a pit stop
Better be a big
competition.
bottle.
And it's crazy out there. I mean, you get to race day, and I mean they're back up to 350, 400,000 people out there for race day. It's the
Yeah.
biggest single day event, sporting event in the world. And we party from Thursday at 7 a.m. until the race finishes.
And a little bit after.
And a little bit after, which it is,
Especially
Sunday
those delays.
afternoon.
And then if there's a
so
rain delay, you give even more party time.
Yeah.
it's aggressive.
Yeah, my wife and I were up there for the NASCAR race at Indy. years
Brickyard?
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were doing what is that cross country race where they run like the street cars they run?
Yeah, Diderot.
No, it's
No,
the
the
bull run.
Mons.
Yeah,
The
that
bull
one.
run.
Yeah, bull run.
Oh, the bull run. Okay.
And so they all pulled in
Yeah.
when we were there, which was awesome. And they all pulled out, and ISP just went, whoop. Just caught every one of them. I'm like,
Yep.
I'm talking just fish netted every one of them. I'm like,
That's funny. Yeah.
Man.
That'll
Yeah, it
play
used to be the
around.
cannonball run, but they can't call it that anymore. So
Yeah.
now they've got a couple different ones that they do.
yeah.
Question.
They're all for charity.
Yeah, question to Josh about Derby Week. So, what do you expect here for Derby Week, man? Like,
Bro, dude, I wish I knew.
He's like,
Bro, so I wish I knew what was Derby week. So, man, I don't know. You know, again, it's the first time.
It's
you know?
brand new.
It's brand new. Like, what do we expect? We expect to actually get our tails handed to us.
He
You know, like
expects everybody listening to show up.
And by the way, when you say tails handed to you, you're like, bring this shit on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know. Do we want bad reviews? No, we don't want bad reviews.
No.
But I mean, really, if we get a bad review, did we earn it?
No.
You know,
Maybe,
I mean,
maybe, but hear me out here. Hear me out.
I'll hear you
because
out. Yeah. Comment. What do you think about?
We
I mean,
specifically went to a place in California, in Tiburon. Shout out Jerry at Tiburon Wines.
I forgot
We
about
specifically went to his establishment because of the shitty
Because of the
Yelp
bad
review.
reviews.
nice. I like it.
He had so many, and we were like, we got to go fucking see.
Like, it
And
can't
see
be
how
this
bad this
bad,
is.
right?
It can't be that
There's
bad.
no way.
that. And he became a close friend.
Oh yeah, now he's a good friend.
Yeah.
He framed that fucking
Nice.
complaint that we read and put it by the door, and it was basically like some lady bitching that like they weren't allowed to have kids or something in there, and he's like, well, it's a fucking outdoor
bar.
It's a
like
bar.
bar. You can't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The walls are laws.
So like, and he responds to every single Yelp review. He's like, well, if you don't like it, I don't need your fucking money. And I'm like, hell yeah.
I think I've
don't
got
like
like
this
30 Google reviews I have to because I personally respond to every Google review, and I think I've got like 30 that I need to do. We've been a little busy.
I do the same, yeah.
Yeah, but we had one. What was it? 3-star bill we got.
Oh, it was 2, and it was because he wanted to be pretentious because it was an ice storm.
Yeah. So it,
Half hour
yeah,
before close.
2 or 3-star review, which whatever. You know, everybody has belly buttons they can review. It's cool. And we had like this freak ice wash storm that came through, and I wasn't working that night. I called, I was like, hey, y'all need to go home. And Bill will tell you, like, I'll watch the radar, and if it's getting bad,
No,
I'll
I
say,
remember it when it hit.
yeah,
It was bad.
yeah. And it was quick. Like, it was
Lot of ice, yeah.
within like an hour and a half. And I'm like, my number one thing is getting my family home. Like, I need my people to get home.
Yep.
You know, and I own a Snow and Ice management company as well. And my number one job is not managing snow and ice. it's getting home to my family. Like that's
Yeah.
my job. Okay.
And getting your employees home. to their
Exactly.
Family. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Extended family. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And so we shut down early, and we got a review. They were diplomatic about it. Like, hey, the patio looks great. We looked in your windows. The inside looked great. But you closed at 9 o'clock on a Saturday, really? And I replied back and said, hey, look, I'm sorry that you didn't get to come in. I understand that was disappointing. This is why.
Yeah.
And, they dropped it, but yeah, I mean, Derby, let's circle back, man. I expect a lot of people to have a lot of fun here. And I expect a lot of famous people to walk in here and this to be standing room only. I'm really happy.
I think that's going to happen.
I think it's going to happen.
I think it's going to be crazy.
I'm happy that it's going to be in the mid 50s to low 60s, so I can open all the windows because there's no way that our
You
smoke
can't
room
keep up with it.
that fan moves 3,650 CFM. It is not keeping up with it.
Yeah.
I mean, we had 32 people in here the other night, and it kept up with it. But
It did pretty good.
yeah, it did.
Oh,
It did well. But outside of that, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Would
gotta-
by the way, when you say you hope it's gonna be standing room, it's gonna be under fire code. You're fine.
Yeah.
Will you ever entertain having private parties here?
Oh yeah. We have a lot of people asking about it. The 22nd we have, State Rep Chris Lewis, and our Speaker of the House is going to be here for a fundraiser event for Chris Lewis's. I don't even know what you call it. Campaign.
Yeah.
Obviously he has to have money to run campaigns, and he's going to be here, which is great. It helps us out on our stance legally here, and we're just giving back. Chris, I'm sorry, Chris. I call him Chris. Chris and I have been friends since the 6th grade in some way, shape, or form. State Representative Lewis will be here with Speaker of the
I was
House.
going to say, you have to say Your Excellence, or what's the vernacular?
You got to bow.
Maybe. I don't know.
Your Majesty.
Yeah, only you.
My liege.
Work on your
Your
curtsy.
Majesty.
Yeah.
No, but when you have someone championing your
Cause.
livelihood,
Yeah. You got to know what.
You do.
So how do you, we try to stay away from politics and stuff, and we don't really bring it up a whole lot on the show, and we try not to have it a whole lot in the
Respect it.
lounge, because it's just a sore subject for everyone.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like politics, religion, and hurt.
Yeah.
You don't talk about those three in a bar. You don't talk about those three
Right.
in a public forum.
Right.
agree.
So
Excuse me.
it's hard because it's got to be hard for you because you have to.
It's
Like,
tough.
You literally
Yeah.
have to.
And, like we were talking going to PCA, everybody wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
But again, that's a captive audience. Everybody there loves premium tobacco. They love the industry. They love the family. They love the whole everything about it, every facet about it. I don't care what side you're on.
Sure.
I don't care who you love. As long as you're happy. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it affects us. I don't care how any of you guys voted.
Yep.
We're all voting pro cigar. We're all voting pro bourbon, pro whiskey,
Yep.
pro adulthood.
Yeah.
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 So let's just boil that down
Right.
for you and for Kentucky. Let's distill it down. Okay? We're dealing with adults being able to do adult things and go with it.
And make their own decisions.
Yeah, if
on
I'm
it.
18 years old and I'm allowed to pick up an AR-15 and go fight for my country, I should be able to smoke a cigar
Absolutely.
in a lounge.
100%.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good merch opportunity for you then too.
Go ahead. We selling ARs now?
I was going to say.
Yeah,
You're
maybe
here
that wasn't the right
first.
segue. No, do like a shirt or something that's like, let's be adults. Or
I'm
Yeah.
all for it. My wife owns a.
I made an adult decision today or something like.
Yeah. HB 211. Let's be adults.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
something. I'd buy that.
Yeah,
Grow
100%.
up on the
So
back.
actually, Rob, I'm gonna flip this back to you, and let's not talk about the Louisville Cigar Company. Let's talk about you.
What about?
What are we gonna do together? What are we gonna do to help you out? Like, Rob and I have
We're
been
definitely
talking
gonna have
about.
to do some collaboration.
We have
for
been
sure.
talking about doing some lockers. So
Yeah.
lounge guys, lockers aren't. Can I talk about this?
I don't know. Can you?
The humidors? Can we talk about this?
You can. I mean, I'll be working on it. So yes.
Okay.
You can.
Okay. All right. So
Just no money.
Final third exclusive.
Yeah.
Final
yeah,
third
just
exclusive.
don't talk
We
about
just
money.
don't talk about
No.
Yeah, yeah.
So, the Louisville Cigar Company has done something really cool. We actually have a humidor club because, not every lounge has the space to have lockers. So we have humidors that we give away free that have our company logo on them, just the words. And you can pick that humidor up for free, put 20 cigars in it, get 10% discount on it over and over and over. One time a year, 1,000 times a year. So, Rob and I are talking about doing a humidor club at his lounge and shop where you actually get a humidor, and then he's going to potentially start a humidor club where you have, a buying option at certain intervals for the year. I don't know if it's quarter or monthly, whatever he and Lisa choose to do.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to, help you work through that and get that launched. Again, guys and ladies.
It'll be a great thing for us because like we've talked before, and I know there's ways that we could probably make some lockers work, but there's some stumbling points with that. This is a way to kind of create something like this. Last year we actually started a membership. And honestly, it was because of these guys right here.
The only Glens.
That wanted to have, we call it only members because, instead of OnlyFans, we're only members. But a lot of people were asking for it, and we do some things for the members only that they get to do throughout the year and all that. This would be something that anybody could do.
Right.
This would be, this is kind of your first step to becoming a member.
Hey, Bill.
Lisa's at the lounge listening right now going, what the hell's he talking
What the hell
about?
is he talking about?
Wait, Bill's going to go get a humidor. Bill's going to go get a humidor.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
cool, yeah.
So she'll understand because she was
Yeah,
here.
it does make sense. Like, it's
Yeah.
an awesome program. I
Yeah.
think it's absolutely fantastic.
I think it'll be great.
And to be fair, like there's times when I want to buy cigars and my humidor's full. Like
Yeah.
I can't get them, and you have an event. I don't want to miss out on that. But like, what am I going to do? I don't. You're kind, and if I bought a box, I know you would keep it for a
Store it,
while. But
yeah.
it would be nice to have that opportunity to
Take them home.
take them home and put
Yep.
them in that humidor and have that extra space. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a
Well,
great idea.
And it's a great idea for the first time guy that comes in and gets hooked on cigars.
Exactly.
And then he's just like,
I need a humidor now.
I need a humidor, but I don't know what
I
to
can't
do.
spend
Invested the
$700 on a Diamond Crown humidor.
Yeah.
Right.
And then all of a sudden Rob's just like, well, I'll give you one.
Yeah.
I've never bought
wanna-
a humidor. One of my friends gave me the one that I have, and I've had it for years, and it's awesome. And then all the other ones that I've had, I've won at like raffles and stuff. I've physically never purchased a humidor before. It's the craziest thing ever.
That's wild. So, like, what camera are we on?
Right here.
All right, so here's like the humidor. So, like, we'll do the final third logo there, and then you literally take this humidor home. And for us, the humidor is a gift. And you take it home, you put 20 cigars in it, we give a 10% discount on it, and you can refill this humidor as many times as you want.
very cool.
One time a year, 1,000 times a year, I don't care. But you have this humidor, which is a good humidor, that you can do. I mean, it's just an amazing opportunity for everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
It's what better business card? Seriously.
Exactly. Yeah.
For that. You send them out with 20 cigars in a Bovita pack,
Yeah.
and they're done.
You good to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You carry it on. Like, the only better thing is we could do like the old CAO CX2 neoprene case where people would carry it around
Yeah.
Yeah.
and do their thing. Like,
Screw a handle on it,
Yeah, it's good stuff.
But that's the thing too is like someone that gets into it so much that they want a travel case and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They're gonna buy their own.
they're going to
stuff.
buy the Pelicans.
And they
yeah.
can buy them from us, or they can buy them from you, or whatever.
Wherever.
But this is an opportunity to get into cigars and be able to get the discount by buying box
Absolutely.
quantities to throw in there too. Because like we do the same thing as you do. 20 cigars, you get 10% off.
Right.
Regardless if you buy the box or you buy just 20 individuals. This is a way to actually increase upon that and allow people to have their own humidor.
Right.
And I think it's a great idea.
It gives that sense of ownership.
It does.
Yeah.
Sure.
Every car needs a garage.
Yeah.
Every cigar needs a humidor.
Yep.
So
Yep.
let's not
the
help the people that support us. Let's support the people that support us. Go on with it.
100%.
idea.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
idea.
Yep.
You heard it here first, Lisa.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, Lisa.
Lisa's over there looking to say, okay, how much are you going to spend this time?
Yeah.
That's all right. Josh has already told me he's going to front the money for us. It's
I got
great.
you. I'm better than PCA.
What a nice guy. Just all around. Just a great dude.
Yes.
That's great.
Man,
How's it
we're
going? What
we're-
else we got? You got anything else to add before
Oh,
we
hey,
wrap
Will,
this up?
could you look up the email on the events coming up? Do you have that handy by chance?
there was a couple.
There's
Lisa
a couple things coming up, but I don't remember
texted
dates.
us.
We need to talk about Mace, the saxophone.
Yep.
Ist.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
the jazz.
dude.
The jazz
Is
at
that
the,
the right
lounge.
word? Saxophoner? He's
I-
a phony. He plays the saxophone.
Jazz dude.
He does, or did, or has done, has partaken in the playing of the national anthem at the Fuel games.
Yes.
And
Okay.
so he, Lisa and Rob reached out to him, and
That was all Lisa.
Lisa
Yep.
did that one. Got him to come play at the lounge.
Nice.
This past Friday, and it was cool.
First
It was
time
good.
he's ever done anything
Yeah, it was
like
great.
that.
You got a video of that?
I'll have to see if she did. I wasn't there.
I think I have
Agatha's in
one.
it.
It was well, I was down here, so
It would be sweet. He was a really nice guy. Great music.
We do have the Mash Bash coming up.
June 7th.
I unfortunately will not be there.
That sucks.
I will be at UFC 316 for.
Oh, that's right.
that won't suck for you.
It
though.
won't suck at all.
Another
Yeah.
rave.
Another
No,
rave.
fighting. Yeah, a fight, a big fight. My wife.
Anniversary week.
25th anniversary.
Your wife and you were fighting there?
Yes.
You
It's
probably should
gonna be
work on that.
In the
She
ring.
might be into it more than he is.
She probably is into it more than me. I
Cage
love
fight,
it,
you're losing,
but
dude. I'm telling you, you're out.
We actually get to go in and take pictures after the pay-per-view's over.
Nice.
Inside the ring.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, dude, I went all out because
That's great.
25th anniversary,
That's
right? So, yeah, we're gonna be there for the
Most people go to like
the weigh-ins. and we
Italy or
got VIP
Paris. He's going to a
events
cage
and-
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got all of it going on.
All right, Will, you got anything?
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of stuff here.
Cool.
Definitely wanted to highlight the jazz music stuff. You have your coming soon section. It's got the McAuliffe Purple, the Warhead 11.
Which, by the way, the purples are in stock now. Come buy them
Yes.
now.
Yes.
yeah, as soon as I left town, they showed up.
Yeah.
Espinosa, the Warhead 11. You're also doing the what? The 1, 6, and 10.
The 1 and 6. I
1,
got
6,
some of
and
those
then the
coming too.
11.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then the
And the Independence Day ones, right?
And the Independence Day ones.
Yep.
Yep. So
everybody
4
back off. I
Warheads.
want a box of those.
Uh,
And then the 85th anniversary.
Yep.
We
from
already
Aladino.
touched
Yep,
on that a
yep.
little bit. Then we have the
What's inside on those? They smoke better than any Cuban that's ever been produced.
Nice.
Whoa.
Like they have been quoted as the Cuban killer.
Okay.
I mean, it should. The
And
pedigree's
honestly,
there.
Yeah.
honestly, I mean that's what Aladino's all about. I mean,
Right.
it's all the
47 to
Cuban
61
roots.
right there. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, our soul matches it. Everything. I mean,
Exactly. Yep.
Then coming up Friday, May 16th, 6 to 9, you have Meet the Maker, the HVC event, where you meet Lorenzo,
That'll
the
be
owner of
a good
HVC
Okay, yeah.
Cigars.
Really cool guy.
Again, Mash Bash, June 7th, 12 to 5.
Some of
at
us will be there.
Moondrops.
I
And
probably won't
then,
get an invite.
Josh, would you like to
Come,
go with
it's
us?
just down the road from our shop. So
Yeah.
Music on the Cigarden starts May 31st.
Love it.
The Cigarden?
Yep.
yeah, that's,
I
what
have
we're-
to-
call the
I have
that's
to
our
use
patio.
that. Really?
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
trademarked.
It's trademark. It's
Like
not.
trademark,
It
like
was.
0.5? Like, can I have the other half? Like,
You can do it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I have to grow some herbs out here for our cocktails. Like,
There you go.
we're
That-
growing
that's
tobacco
cool.
in our landscaping this year.
Lisa did
Hell
that for the
yeah.
first couple of years. She's like, "This is a lot of work."
And
It's
as
actually
always,
True Indiana girl.
it's pretty
Love
cool
you.
though.
Love you.
Yep.
always
yep.
remember to sign up for the rewards program if you're not
Yes.
already on there.
Yeah.
And
Get on that email list, man.
so far.
Yeah, Rob and I will be doing a private event at Hoosiers, Harris.
Harris Hoosier Park.
Yeah, we'll be doing right. We're gonna be doing.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to talk you into it.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about
Yeah.
yes, yes.
We'll be doing.
So it is a private event. It's not open to the public, but it's
High rollers event.
It's for their high rollers. They're doing
Oh,
something
I'm out.
special. So I'll be
wanna go
bringing
out?
the cigars. We're talking about
wanna go
cigars. Will's going to be coming out, bringing some whiskey from Indiana Small Batch, doing a tasting with them. Harris actually brought on quite a few bottles from Indiana Small Batch. You're
Yeah.
getting some of the Whiskey Acres, some of the Jay Mattingly stuff. I don't know what else they're bringing. Probably
Circle City, probably.
Circle City, yeah,
right,
that's it. So they're going to be having their out there. So we're going to be doing a tasting with the high rollers out there.
Shout
It'll
out
be a
Gene
good
and the whole
time.
crew at Harris.
Gene,
Yeah.
yes.
Thanks for
Tony,
getting
all
us
the boys.
connected with that.
Yeah.
Well, we want to get it out there to the general public. We also are very selfish because we go there so much that we also want more of what we want to drink.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
But we also want everyone else that goes through there to also try everything that we love.
So if you've ever been out there in the past, you probably saw there wasn't a great selection of whiskey. And nothing
It's
against
strange.
them. That's who they were kind of
Yeah.
going. But that's 100% Gene and Tony and
Yeah.
the new manager of the restaurant side and all
Yeah.
that stuff. They brought in all these great bottles from Indiana Small Batch. They've also been bringing in a lot of Heaven Hill because we're Heaven Hill whores. We love all the Heaven Hill stuff. They brought in a lot of great stuff in there now. So
Heaven Hill Horse.
Heaven Hill whores, baby.
Triple H. baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He
I'm
was
totally
wearing the
mailing you a
sweatshirt.
shirt
Yeah,
that says that.
I like how you said Triple H when Horse is not
Yeah.
H, but that's okay.
That's what it's.
It's all right. After a couple glasses of bourbon, everything starts with an H.
Everything starts with an H.
Everything starts with an H.
Husto.
What are we smoking? Higars.
It's all great. But no, they've actually done a great job of kind of pivoting to make things. They're trying to do the same thing we're trying to do. They're
Yeah.
trying to get more people out there and have more experience for people.
Yeah.
And like I said, Tuesdays are coming up fast for them.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
it's
excited.
1st
Yeah.
of June.
Looking
First
forward
of
to
June.
it.
But
Yeah.
Wednesdays are starting any moment now. If they haven't
They
already
start,
started,
They
May.
start in 3 days.
is it 3 days?
Yeah. Monday,
Let's-
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday. 3 days.
Bonehead. I'm like, how the hell do you know anything about Hoosier?
I think it was the second week of May.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah,
So,
for
I mean,
Wednesdays,
some of
yeah.
us might be going out on Wednesdays until they open up the
Shit.
Tuesdays.
Yeah,
I'll probably
let's
will
go.
be. So we're excited to get out there, get everyone
Yeah, good
out there and
cards
hang
and
out with
news.
us. Again, they give us a private suite to hang out and smoke cigars and drink during the time. So it's a great time. Come join us.
And you
Come
can
hang
join
out.
us in the
Yes.
suite.
yes,
Please join
always
us.
can. Yes,
Yeah.
Again, I won't be invited.
you're always
invited to
invited.
everything.
Come on
You just
up
gotta drive your
anytime.
ass up here.
I did. I do.
Well, do it.
I will.
All right.
Well, look, if you come between now and May 2nd, I got a house you can stay at.
Okay.
Yeah. Just don't trash it because he needs to sell it.
Yeah, there's nothing in it, but
No.
maybe a kayak. But that's
Yeah.
fine.
I'll
You can sleep in a kayak.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Love it.
Or the bathtub.
What you got, Scotty?
Well, I just wanted to bring up something real quick. The draft, and it's not really about the sports side of it per se, but Josh, I love being here with you, realizing your dream. Right?
Thank you.
This is incredible to be here, and it's pretty amazing when people achieve their dreams. There was a player in the draft. Was it Derek Harmon? Is that correct? And Derek Harmon, his mom has been terminally ill for a few years now. He was drafted. He went to the hospital. He told his mom, hey, I achieved my
did it.
dream.
Yep.
I did it. I got there. And it was like an hour later that she passed.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Which, I mean,
Great
obviously,
moment for her as a mom to be able to experience that, but man, it's
Exactly.
heartbreaking.
And that's God shielding, really.
Yeah.
Like, a young man losing his mom. No one is ever prepared for that. Thank the Lord I have not I don't have any experience of losing a parent. But for God to give that guy such a pivotal moment in his life to buffer the pain of losing his mom at the same time,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
timing,
Yeah.
Yep.
And to
my
let-
heart goes out to him
Yeah.
and his
almost
family.
to let her go on the highest she's ever been. that
Absolutely.
her
Yeah.
son made it.
To see her son
man,
hit his peak.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with him going through this process of becoming a professional athlete, she had a lot of work involved in that.
She did.
Oh, yeah.
And for her to be able to see the accomplishments of what she did pouring into her son is
Yeah, because a mother's
absolutely
job
amazing.
is never done.
Never done. No.
Never
If you
done.
haven't checked out some of the stories from the draft, regardless of the sports side of it, there was one about a young man who grew up on a family farm, and through some sort of situation, the family farm was lost. And with his first big bonus check, he's going back and purchasing it.
Wow.
And buying it back for
Oh,
your
buying
family.
it
How
back.
cool
I
is
love
that?
I mean, there's just
I love
great
it.
stories. I mean, there's going to be 224 young men that
Yeah.
that are going to be
But-
achieving some of the highest points of their careers, and it's just
And there
Amazing.
were some much needed humbling moments.
There was.
for some individual players.
You
that
know,
Maybe
Shadur-
144.
yeah,
needed
Shadur
to
Sanders
happen,
probably. And look, I get your primetime son, and but Dion did it. He can go out and talk the talk because he played.
Yeah.
Right, and hopefully he, I'm rooting for Sanders. I hope he comes
Yeah.
out and does well. But
Yeah.
good humbling moment for him as well.
for-
Well, just because your dad's a stud doesn't mean you're going to be a stud.
Correct.
Well,
You
I,
still
I
have
can
to make your
imagine
own
the
thing.
first couple hits he takes in an actual game are going to be pretty hard.
Oh, yeah. Someone's
Whether he
standing over
has the
going,
ball or
prime
not.
time!
Whether he has the ball or not,
Little
somebody's
Hulk
going to hit him
moment
really
there.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty fun. I don't, I'm a kind of mid-level NFL fan. I enjoy watching, of course, and
Yeah, me
Colts
too.
and all that.
I love NFL.
Yeah, right. We've already established your
Die
sports
hard.
stuff, but just
He
kind
just
of
spells
cool.
it MLB.
I'm
Right, exactly,
surprised
yeah.
they said
With no
600,000
ice.
people.
Yeah.
600,000 people went out to watch the draft.
Yeah, it doubled the
Dude.
town population.
If you haven't seen pictures of that,
It was
Yeah.
busy yesterday in the 5th, 6th, 7th rounds. They were.
But
there
it's so
were
funny
thousands and
because
thousands of
Yeah.
people.
What
Yeah.
Cam Ward had a tweet that he sent out, and he was like, "There's nothing to do in Green Bay.
Yeah,
It's
except
like-
the draft.
Except the draft.
Like, that's the only thing to
Cheese
do.
curds and draft.
it
it.
literally looked like a picture from the inauguration.
Yeah,
Oh,
It did.
Yeah, it
People
was
just
nuts.
lined up for a long ways back, just packed in there. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Personally, for me, I'm like, I can watch this shit on TV. I don't have to.
They weren't
actually
there to
sit-
watch
travel
the
out there and
sport.
stand in the
They
rain.
were there
for
to
Yeah.
watch people's names being
Exactly.
announced.
Exactly.
The NFL's
That was
creating an
it.
experience.
Oh, you
They
heard
are.
that.
You
They
heard
are.
what they're doing.
Trey
It's an
did
entertainment center.
Aladino NFL party.
Oh,
He what?
Trey Mack did an Aladino NFL party. Like he was at the draft. Like
Was he
Aladino
really?
cigars were there. Like
that's-
we were,
Well, I
we
didn't
were
know
there.
that.
Yeah.
That's
I know that.
great.
That's
shout
Yeah,
out to
let me-
Trey Mack. If he was watching the Pat McAfee show when they were talking about that, there was a guy standing there with a giant round sign right behind the camera, and everybody they were interviewing saying, "We never landed on the moon." So
That's Trey Mack.
that
Here's a
cracks me up.
picture of the party. He
I
was
love
at.
that.
Oh, that's
Like
amazing.
Was it
legit, like
Trey
he was
Mack?
there just the tip. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
It was-
great.
So
It
he
was Trey
said
Mack in the background.
2,500 to 5,000 people expected.
nice.
to
at
their
that-
party
at
only.
that
At
party.
their party.
Wow.
Yeah,
Their
that was
party?
great.
I
Oh,
said
nice.
people are so sticks. He put people have no idea how many sticks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, Aladino made like the first NFL draft. Like our
Well,
cigars were
yeah.
there.
There you
That's
go.
awesome.
Right.
That's
Look at that.
great.
I like it. I like it.
All right.
Well, man, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Josh, we appreciate you.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
you
having
are
me.
the
us.
man, man.
Thanks for having
if,
us out.
Any of our listeners find yourself down in Louisville,
Yeah, come on
Just
in.
come.
hop in.
It's a
Come
must.
hang out,
It's a
man.
must.
I'm telling you
stop.
right now, I mean, a lot of our listeners come down and do the bourbon tour, or the trail. Just stop by here.
Stop by here on your way. Yeah,
Have you a day here just to hang out?
Thank you.
have some
It's
great
perfect.
cigars.
It's the
it's a
perfect
few
end of
minutes
the
off
day.
65.
And I will
You're
tell you
coming
right
by
now,
anyway.
Yeah.
stay here for a full day or two and
Just
literally
not where
just
he did.
walk up and down Baxter. So much stuff to do here.
It's-
So much
we
great
got it.
food, everything, man.
Speaking of food, let's go eat.
All right.
gonna go eat,
Hey,
yes.
Josh, where can they find you on all the social media stuff?
So we're at the LouisvilleCigarCompany.com. That's our Facebook page and our Instagram as well. We made it real easy. You know, Google the city, Google cigars. You're gonna find us.
All right, man.
Love it.
You can
Rob,
find me everywhere. Final Third Cigar.
That's right.
Cocky Wolverine all day, baby.
Find me at Scotty D Smokes.
Moto Photo Will.
you can find me at both the Visual Spencer Lee's, and don't forget to follow the Final Third podcast.
Yeah.
Hit us up. All platforms.
Yes.
But mostly YouTube.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
you go.
This
Thanks.
is great.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
man.
We'll see
Appreciate
you guys next
Cheers,
week.
y'all.
Cheers.
Appreciate you guys.
Peace.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Will's mom.
Bye, Lisa.
Bye, Lise.
Yeah, you better get that one in there.
So we're gonna be on for a few
to
more
roll through, even leopards scat.